Everybody.
Oh,
Hopefully
hi. I'm still tweeting.
Oh, you're still tweeting?
Live. Yeah, is this what they call live tweeting?
Okay, everybody stop what you're doing.
Stop what you're doing and let Tide tweet.
You can't see it yet, but it's a banger. It's worth it, you guys.
This tabletop RPG can be played entirely through tweets, and we're going to demonstrate that right now.
We're not going to demonstrate that right now. I'll say hello while Ty is tweeting. Hello, everybody. My name is Hannah Levin. I am the lead writer for Super Suits. And you are here this morning on the Super Suits pre-release party, where we're gonna do some activities and we're gonna listen to the first episode of Super Suits. Thank you all so much for coming. It's a Sunday and you could be taking a nap right now, but you're not. You're watching this, and it's always easier to do nothing than it is to do something, so I'm very grateful you're here. We're going to open by playing our Super Suits one-page tabletop RPG. And to do that with me, I have several lovely members of our cast. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'll start. I'm Jolene. I'm going to be running the game as the judge. I'm here. I don't really know what else we're introducing about ourselves, but
do we want to? If we have a character for the TTRPG, do we want to introduce them now or save that for later?
Save it.
That's part of the thing. So hold on to that.
Something, because I always do mine at the last minute. I have no idea what's going to pop out of my head. So
I am the judge, though. If that's my character, I am the judge.
Okay.
The judge gets to be a person usually.
I am I'm Ty Coker. I voice Harper Hallo in Super Suits, but today I'm going to be Jetpack Jones, who is a cyborg foreign exchange superhero.
Foreign exchange from where?
You'll see.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, I guess that leaves me. I'm Brendan. On the show, I play several characters, including what was supposed to be the main character of the whole series, Misdemeanor. But they did such a good job on Harper. They're like, you know what? Misdemeanor needs to take a step back, and we'll let Harper be the main focus. They felt bad for them. And I have no idea who I'm playing in this show yet, in the TTRPG.
Beautiful.
Right. Well, yeah, Jolene is the judge, which is also the fun name for the DM in this tabletop game, which means she's going to run the show now. I honestly don't know why Tony wanted me to do the introduction.
Because you're really important and you talk better than I do about these sorts of things.
Yes.
Your turn, though. You go.
All right, so we're going to get and play Super Suits, a roll of the dice. And to start, we're going to start following the page pretty much exactly as said. We're going to establish the case. And to do that, we're going to roll some d6s and figure out what exactly is the legal case that we're coming up with. So I'm just going to start rolling these right now. I don't know if you can kind of see my dice tray over here. Probably not very well. So I'm just going to roll these. So the first one, we're going to determine who the plaintiff is. The plaintiff is a sidekick. All right, so we got a sidekick who is suing a defendant who is an anti-hero. So sidekick is suing an anti-hero over a 3, custody over a child or sidekick.
I think that makes this an emancipation case.
I think this makes it an emancipation case.
Okay. I think I got it.
All right, so at this point, the players are going to introduce a character of their own creation. Characters in this system largely are defined by their superpower. So despite you choose whether you are the client or you are the lawyer, and then you choose one superpower that may or may not help you out throughout the session. So who would like to start?
I'll go ahead and start.
Thank you.
Hi everybody. My name is Captain Cyborg. My son here. This is my son. I sent him off to an exchange program, and his mom will let him come back. He's my son, and I want him back.
Okay, hang on. Before we keep going with this, are we playing the We're playing one side of the case. Are we the defendant or are we the
Son back.
the plaintiff? You want your son back, so you're
wait. So
Can't legally sue him, so I'm suing.
You're
for
the plaintiff.
I'm suing for custody. Isn't that the thing?
yeah, that would make you the plaintiff.
I'm not a lawyer. That's why I hired you guys.
Okay.
Wait a
Let's
second.
see.
So Ty is your son, and wouldn't that put you
Same side of
two
the
like
case.
not on the same side?
Yeah, that's what I was trying
Yes.
to figure out how to say in my head.
Well,
Yes,
he's in my possession, literally, but I don't have custody of him.
if there's two clients, they'd be on opposing sides, or
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Okay. Which would we need another lawyer for that?
We could do
I'll play
two
my own
lawyers.
lawyer.
Oh God. Yeah. So
Hey Tony, do you want to be my lawyer?
I'm not sure that I can easily get myself on stream at this point with the overlay.
oh,
It's
no.
okay. My
fine.
lawyer can
I
be
don't-
a voice
I
from the
don't
heavens.
hire.
I'm fine with that.
I don't hire in. I have a weird thing. So my lawyers come in over speaker.
Oh,
I don't
I
want them in this
have a
table.
solution for this. Maybe you're trying to get your son and to remove custody from your ex-wife or ex-husband.
That's what I said, right?
Oh.
I'm trying to get custody of my
Okay,
kid.
so you're on the same.
Okay, so you want
Okay.
Okay, that
Look,
makes
I'm an anti-hero. I don't do things the normal way. Okay, I do them how I want to do
Oh
them.
my God.
So
Okay, so I would be in this case the sidekick that is also wanting custody released.
Yes.
Okay. I can do that.
Fantastic. And Brendan, what is your superpower?
I don't really technically have superpowers. I was killed in battle, and a company that rhymes with Skynet grabbed me and turned me into a cyborg.
Okay, so you're cyborg.
Yeah, so
Powers
I
and
shoot
cyborg related.
stuff. There's this guy he's called the Meanie, and he goes around killing people, bad guys.
Okay.
And I kill that guy, those kind of guys.
Okay. Lots
I'm
of
the anti-hero. Which I guess makes
Dark
me a
and edgy.
hero, but don't call me a hero.
dark and edgy. That's perfect. So connecting to that, I think Ty, why don't you introduce your character a little more formally here?
My name is Jafar,
Oh,
and I'm a sidekick to a Wait, am I my mom's sidekick then in this case?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
wanna work for
It's one time. Ugh.
Hold on, wait. I need an anti-hero character. Okay. Yes. I'm a sidekick to the anti-hero, the Mini, from France, and I met my father on Flight Space, and I want to release custody back to my homeland.
You're from Fresno. You're not.
That's what I said.
You're from Fresno.
It's the accent. I said France. It's Fresno, as you say.
Wild.
We pronounce our vowels a bit differently in France.
And what would your superpower be? I assume it's not a French accent.
My father passed down his cyborgness to me. I also have I can light cigarettes with my arm with a butane lighter I was born with, and and I have a jetpack.
Wonderful. All right. And Hannah, you're their lawyer. Tell me about this lawyer.
Yeah. So my character's name is my character's name is Hannah Levin. I'm gonna play myself.
Yes, please.
Should always be yourself.
Hannah, what's your superpower?
I have my nose in this universe is like a snow cone machine.
I am jealous that this other universe gets this power.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because I don't like snow cones that much, but other people do.
You have to put the ice in your mouth and crunch, and then
No, listen.
nose?
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
Can you say the word crunch again like that?
crunch.
Oh, that
Don't
warms
worry,
my heart
he's
in
French. He doesn't overthink
wonderful
anything.
ways. All my French blood right now is like, I don't even know. Wonderful. All right, so we've got Hannah the snow cone generator. We've got a father and son looking to emancipate the Rocket Boy from the Rocket parents. The Rocket mother. All right, so now we are going to do some trial preparation. So, what's kind of the idea that you folks are going into this case with? Like, what sort of legal means can you claim this emancipation for?
My lovely ex-wife is literally a villain, so I don't think she's fit to. I mean, look what she's done to my son. Look at him. She gave him that French accent program, and he's activated it, and he hasn't. He's got other accents, you know. He's got a bunch. He's a literal cyborg. He's got like hundreds of accents.
Can he do a couple now?
You can ask him. He doesn't listen to me.
No, they got overwritten. See, we're supposed to get a new software patch for Microsoft, and instead they put in Microsoft, and now I cannot speak any other way.
Okay. Do you enjoy having a French accent?
It has its perks. But I speak this way. You would not know I am only 13 years old.
Okay. You're only 13 years old. You have a French accent. You have a cigarette habit. Does that have anything to do with your mother? Because that's like a good demonstration that she's an unfit parent, if so. Because I don't know any 13-year-olds that smoke cigarettes in the year of our Lord 2023.
Would I if I went with Captain Cyborg, would I need to stop smoking cigarettes in that case, or?
I mean, that's up to him. There won't be a legal order for you to stop smoking cigarettes.
Huh.
No, cigars and whiskey like a man. This is America.
Okay, no, no, that's on me actually. It helps in combat.
Oh.
Anna, do you have a translator? I can't understand a fucking word this kid says.
I don't have a translator, but he just said that smoking cigarettes helped in combat, and I am desperate to know how.
It helps with the nicotine withdrawals.
Yeah,
What?
you're right on that one.
How does that help you in combat?
French. It's a cyborg thing.
It's more focused. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cyborg thing. It's like wired into our brain, so it like helps smooth the processes out. So
You're like are you telling me all cyborgs have a nicotine addiction?
yeah, but like I said, yeah, I smoke cigars because I'm a man and I'm American.
But you have the nicotine addiction not because you smoke cigars, but because you are a cyborg, and that therefore you have to smoke cigars. Is that what I'm getting from this?
Yeah, the company that made us, made me, I made him. Company that made me, they're not cool. That's why I burned it down.
Okay, I'm a lawyer. Please don't tell me when you burn companies.
No, see, I thought you're only doing now crimes. That was before. That's not now.
No.
We're not here for that,
Yeah.
so you can't.
No.
It's like double jeopardy or something, right?
It's only double jeopardy if you've been prosecuted for it before.
The
heard that
statute
down
of
too.
limitations will be up
Yeah.
in like 6 months or so. Just don't mention that part.
Okay, well, if you were made with a nicotine addiction and that's why you smoke cigarettes, then I don't think that points to your mother being an unfit parent. That points to a lot of other things, but not that. Can you give me any more examples of things that this woman has done to make her an unfit parent?
Tell them what your mom let you do for your 11th birthday.
Oh, she let me go to a Green Day concert, and
Super normal.
they were not they did not play very well. I was
Yep.
very disappointed.
Yeah, I would have taken him to like Aerosmith or Leonard Skinner or any of the other high quality
That would have been so
people.
cool.
Good
see?
examples. Of
Folks, I know you're
musicians.
still deliberating on this, but since we're want for time, a complication is going to get thrown into the mix to make this a little more
Oh, no.
interesting. So I'm going to roll a d20 here and look at the table, number 7. In order to do this, in order to continue on with this case, though, you're going to need an affidavit from an especially notorious supervillain.
Well, that would
Maybe
be my
your
father.
mother?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
she's
I told
an
you.
anti-hero.
Hold on,
He's-
let me. I got searching my memory banks. Oh yes. See, I'm gonna slide it over to you. Yeah, I'm gonna print it out. I have a printer. It's right where my ass is supposed to be. Paper comes.
Sure,
right.
normal stuff.
Normal stuff, yeah. Normal cyborg stuff. He's got a printer too. His is a little sticker one. He'll get a bigger one when he's older. So I have an affidavit signed from Mr. Ennui. He's a notorious French villain that I have that he signed my ex-wife onto his team. So she is a confirmed villain.
Okay.
Oh, fascinating.
Should I roll for that to make sure he actually signed it?
Yes, actually, I was gonna say. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll a d6. Can anyone use their superpower to affect this?
Oh, I can. I'm
How?
a cyborg, man.
He's printing it from his butt.
I'm
That's
printing it
true.
from my
You're
butt.
bringing it from your
I
butt.
certainly don't have loaded dice.
Do you need a sticker from
sentence
like
to say, but okay.
Do you need a sticker from like a what's the what's the like legal
Sticker because I'm an 8-year-old girl. Shut up.
I mean, I would love a sticker personally.
what's the hold on, I'm trying to think. What's the like not a witness, but like
Oh
someone to like
no!
Oh no.
Oh
What's
no!
what's the
The
thing to
printer
like
jammed.
what's the thing when like there's like a it's like a witness, but they're like an approved person that like witnessed you signing a legal document?
Notary?
Yeah, no.
A notary. Oh, you need a seal from a notary. I could get one of those from my printer.
Okay, well, are you a notary?
You can wait, hold on. Let me get this. This is
Do they
the French school
13
crap that I've been
years
talking about.
notaries?
You're gonna get a notary
So I think you need to
from
go to
your
school to be a
printer.
notary. In some
From your
way, go to
little
night
from your little
classes.
Dyson sticker printer.
I'm not a notary, but I met one.
Okay, that doesn't legally count. Also, Mr. The older cyborg, I've forgotten both of your names.
Yeah, I didn't kill my way to the top to captain to not be called captain.
Captain, your ass seems to be jammed.
Yeah, I ate. I'm not supposed to eat fiber because I'm a cyborg, but I did. I was in France. The croissants are delicious. What do you want from me? So yeah, sorry about that. I don't have any proof.
It then
Can
gems
you
up your
like
gears
email
pretty
this
bad.
affidavit to like the law office computer so I can print it on a printer that isn't a butt?
Oh, okay. Are you USB-J? Do you have USB-J in your office? Oh, you guys haven't. Sorry, I'm also from the future.
It's
So,
it's Thunder.
Wait a second, how is that just coming up now?
It's Thunderbolt 6, I think.
Oh my
It's a
god.
Thunderbolt 6 cable.
Apple, stop.
you converted? You son of a bitch.
Oh God.
Okay, just email it to me. They must have email in the future.
No.
All right. Well, this complication is going to count as a penalty.
Can I fix the jam in my father's
Yeah, can my son
printer
get like all up in my ass and try to fix
my
it?
butane lighter?
Unfortunately, you can only get up to a +1.
So a 2 won't help
on the
us?
roll. So a 2 will not, unfortunately, help you.
Okay.
Try anyway, son, get in there.
This is going to count towards a penalty if a trial is if we are reaching a trial.
Okay.
So thanks to the ineptitude of a butt printer, unfortunately we were unable to gather the affidavit and any related resources associated with the sort of villain versus anti-hero status of the defendant in this case. And so as the next complication comes up in a moment, keep on considering what sorts of arguments you can use to make your case in the final round.
I thought I made it at the beginning. He's not French.
I truly do not know what that has to do with anything.
They're manipulating him. That's child endangerment, right?
They're what?
They're manipulating him.
Look what they've done to his boy.
Yeah, look what they've done to my boy.
All right, Captain. I would like you to not speak for a moment. Captain's son, whose name I have also forgotten. In your own words, huh?
Jepak Jones.
Jepak. I'm not gonna remember that. Jepak.
It's spelled Jetpack.
You know, I'm starting to come around to the making him French is child endangerment argument because I want to hit him.
He doesn't even know who he is.
Okay, in your own words, why do you no longer want to live with your mother?
She has she's never home. She's always going out and killing villains, or might be sleeping with them. I don't ask questions.
Okay, that's something. That's neglect.
Yes. She has very bad Wi-Fi at her apartments.
Okay, that's nothing. That's not anything. We're gonna throw that away.
No,
Wait a second. You're a cyborg. That might be important.
That's big.
Yes, it takes like a whole extra 30 minutes to do. I'm doing German accent now. I don't know why.
It's a glitch.
You said at the beginning that you had hundreds of accents, so I think
He's spending more time with his father.
some of the other software blurring in. It takes extra 30 minutes or so to do my software updates.
Okay, that's something maybe.
They run like once every 3 weeks. It's really inconvenient.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Okay, so she is not attending to your particular needs as a cyborg by not upgrading her Wi-Fi. She's constantly out of the house, maybe sleeping with people. We can definitely use that because juries are still very subject to human prejudices, and so calling your mother a slut, I think, will help us.
Okay, yes, I've done that before, and she yelled at me.
I tweeted about it on Fly's Bay.
Yeah.
I flighted about it, yeah. It was like,
She
okay,
yelled at
look,
Oh
he's a
God.
cyborg. He can't throw a friggin' football. He can't catch a baseball.
No.
But when he burns his mind, I gotta give props when there's props due. He's, you know.
How does one even throw football? You're supposed to kick. It's round and spherical.
Do you see what I'm talking about? The conversion stuff? It's not right.
So I rolled a complication a little bit ago, and I think this is probably the best time I'm ever going to get to introduce it. And this is a fully wild one. I rolled a 14, and Hannah, a clone of you surfaces and wishes to take part in the case. I'm
So we do
not
have two
sure how to
lawyers.
interpret this because I think there's one of two ways we could do it. one, your clone joins you on the case and is causing trouble. Maybe. On the other hand, what if Hannah clone is now working for the defendant?
So you're gonna end up being.
And
both
you know what
ways
happens?
anyway.
A perfectly symmetrical court case is not
We
going
got
to turn
one
out
of
very
those
well.
those cloned lawyers. Oh.
I'm not the clone.
It says a clone of a lawyer surfaces.
You're
You
the
could
only
be
lawyer.
I'm the only lawyer. Yes. Okay, sure. They can be working for the defendant. I like that.
Hannah,
I have no.
who called them?
Wait a minute. I know that perfume anywhere.
What?
My ex-wife sent you, didn't she?
What?
The
I
clone.
don't wear perfume.
You don't smell that? Oh, she tagged you. You didn't even know it.
What?
See, we have really good cyborg noses. My son can smell it.
Yes. He smells like butterscotch. And
See, I'm getting Kiwi. You haven't had your software update this month, have you?
no.
It's the bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I had a T1 line installed in my body. It's near the printer. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, you guys don't seem very stressed about the clone thing.
No.
Oh, we see that shit all the time.
Okay, I mean, like, so do I, but it's still bad. It's a clone of me. It's gonna know all the arguments that I'm gonna make. I guess I'm gonna know the arguments that it's gonna make too, but
I have a hive mind brain.
Yeah,
No,
I have a question too.
I feel like you're saying you are of two minds. One wants to help, one wants to not help.
I don't care about that.
Both of my minds will help whoever pays me.
Is it the same flavor for your snow cone? Is it the same flavor?
I mean, it's an exact clone, so probably.
Well, I mean, you don't know if they're like genetically altered. Like you can alter a clone. Like they're not.
I mean, I guess I don't know. Do you want me to call the opposition and ask them about the snow cone flavor?
Yes, this is very important. If they're blue raspberry, I want to be on their side.
Wait, hold on. You're switching sides. You want to stay with your mom now?
What is your flavor again?
Blueberry.
Oh,
that's
blue
disgusting.
raspberry is actually yes much better than blueberry. Yeah, I would prefer to. What would I would go back to my mother? Is that the agreement?
Well, you should probably roll and find out if you can even switch sides.
I guess. I guess.
I feel like the role here is, can I add extra flavoring to my snow cones that will prevent
Yes.
prevent my clients from switching sides?
I'm gonna say you can add your +1 to this because it is directly using your superpower. You're stretching it out in a new, unfamiliar, and kind of strange way, but yeah, all right.
+1.
That's a 6. That is a critical success. The complication is now an advantage.
Here, I can put extras. I put different syrup on it. Like I can change the flavor.
You put frozen yogurt.
Here you
in
go.
mine.
Here you go. Here. Here's a snow cone.
Damn.
Oh no! Oh, that's
Pretty good.
Okay,
All right,
great.
now, we're on your side still. My ex-wife still
Yes.
sucks.
Okay. Never mind. Yes.
Fantastic.
Good.
From a legal perspective, I don't know. I guess the fact that it's a clone and I know myself well, whatever.
You could
Your
probably
clone
know where to turn the snow cone off on them.
Your clone has psyched themselves up so much and not being able to create another flavor that they actually got theirs jammed in the process. I'll even add.
Nobody wants jam.
All right.
No
So you
one
guys-
wants jammed snow cone.
No, it just comes out as like a chunk of ice and then just a lot of syrup, and it's disgusting.
Oh, that's going to go
Sucks. It
over
probably
very
really
bad in court.
hurts.
Yeah. Sucks to be the clone.
So I know I'm paying you by the hour. Or I guess 45 minutes is the amount of time that I can afford right now. So
Yeah.
how much time do we have left?
We have about
because I'm not
15
paying you a
minutes left.
dime more than I have to.
So we're gonna move on to a settlement phase where you guys can try to settle with the opposing counsel, Hannah Tuvin, and what was the wife's name? Meanie?
The meanie.
The
yes.
Meanie.
Yeah.
Okay. And
she's sleeping with Captain Ennui.
I think the main defense they're not talking about obviously they're not talking about the defense that they'll be using. But I think their first offer for the settlement is they're willing to offer joint custody. So you'd be spending half your time in France and half your time in Fresno.
It's just custody
France,
of my
no.
joints? That seems unfair.
Yeah.
No, that's not what
I don't want
that
to take my
means.
son apart. You guys you're bad.
No,
at
okay, joint custody means
this. Cut him in half,
that
like King David.
no, it's like your entire son would spend half his time in Fresno and half his time with you.
Oh, I don't live in Fresno. He's just
Yeah,
from-
exactly. He would
No one lives
half
in-
in Fresno and half with you. Those are two different things.
I have a jetpack. I could fly to Wisconsin to meet. I don't know where my dad's from.
I don't know where anyone is anymore. I get
I
lost.
think
in
so.
the bag.
Okay, I are we allowed to do counter offers?
Yes.
Sure, yeah. What's the counter offer? What do you
Counter offer is he gets weekends, and when he's with me, I'll use a French accent.
I get weekends.
You
like
can go
on my-
see your
on my
mom on
own?
weekends.
Oh,
Yeah, and then I'll do. Wait, hold on. When you come to see me, I will talk in the French, and I will make sure I have your favorite cigarettes, and I'll even take you to Little Paris.
that sounds amazing. What would be? Do we win? Did we win now?
No, okay.
We would
Here's what we
smoke
do.
and burn
I
it.
got
You guys
my
are
father
asking
back.
for
I'll
your
take
counter
you
offer is
on, yeah.
weekends. Weekends. So I'm actually going to need you to roll. You can either choose to use your benefit from before, which would allow you to roll 2 dice and take the best outcome, or I could use a penalty if I could think of something. And I think for this one I'm going to use. Do I want to use the penalty? Because I think I have an idea. I think
Because I'm printing the counter offer out of my ass.
it is disturbing, but I'm thinking of a more legally interesting way rather than a mechanically
legally binding than
interesting
my ass?
thing. Your ass is the most legally binding thing I can think of.
Yeah, I thought so.
Regardless, I think Meanie is going to use the fact that there's not really a precedent for because someone is a villain that they can't be a parent, and so they're claiming you also have to deal with the claims of like discrimination against the villain in order to be a parent. So I'd like you to, unless you want to use your benefit now, you can roll 2d6 and take the lower of the two. If you want to use your benefit now,
We
you
can
just
use
roll-
our benefit now. Let's make it a flat roll.
Okay, can I counter that counter?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I roll
No,
one,
wait.
and my son rolls one, and then whichever one is the lowest we take.
Oh yeah, you could do that. That would not.
See, I'm like my wife. I like to include my son in things.
That's
Wanted
fantastic,
murder,
including in your.
destruction, vengeance, revengeance, re-vengeance, whatever it is.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm gonna
The
roll.
only person who wins or loses. Okay, so are you using the benefit or are you not?
All right, should we? So
I
guess-
you guys seem to want to do this, and I'm fine with that.
wait, which Hannah are we? I know the other Hannah has a French accent. Which one are we talking to?
No, we're talking to the first one.
I'm going to
I
roll
got
a
the
dice.
snow cone nose that works.
Having
The other
a
Hannah
lighter,
sheds a single solitary tear upon seeing it.
having a lighter for a hand is not a good moment to get a lot of chances to roll.
No.
We can get that fixed.
Okay.
We can get that replaced.
All right, did you roll your dice?
Yes,
Okay.
please roll your dice.
Son, roll.
We are not using
I
the
ro-
benefit here, it seems.
I already rolled. You're not gonna like it.
Oh, okay. So I gotta get good. Okay.
What?
It doesn't matter. We take the
You take the roll.
Oh wait, that's right. So wait, I gotta see if I can get lower. I gotta take the bullet from my son. I'll take the blame. Oh crap! I got a 5.
Okay, so you got a 5.
I got a 2.
Okay. Unfortunately, the settlement didn't really quite work, especially your asks for like weekends and stuff. The main claim is that Jetpack, you because you fly across, you're gonna be flying very far on the weekends, back and forth. It creates a lot of the opposing lawyer claims that it will create a lot of stress on you to fly that far so repeatedly.
He's not wrong. I mean, no, you're wrong.
All right.
which
So
should I say?
here's what I suggest as a counteroffer. First of all, being a villain is not a protected class. Let's get that out of the discrimination lawsuits are for things that you can't help about yourself. You can easily decide not to do crime. That's stupid. Second of all, I think it should be up to our client, the child, what would create stress on him. I don't know. What do you want, Jacques? Or that's not your name. That's close.
It's close enough. I would like to go. I would like to go with my newly French father. And
yes, that's a very, very wise decision, son.
See, I will continue to see my mother on weekends. That is agreeable.
Okay, so how about weekends for your mother, and we can give her visitation rights as well. She can come visit for important milestones like school plays and whatever it is you do.
Yes, we're about to do a school production of Tom Sawyer. I will be playing Huckleberry Finn. Very proud of my acting performance.
God.
Run the lights.
Okay, so you got a pretty good argument here. Are you going to be using your benefit?
I think we should use our benefit. I think you two wanna roll again and then take the higher this time.
Yes.
Narratively, I think the benefit is I think the clone Hannah agrees with thinks this is fair and I think is trying to pressure.
Son, go ahead and roll your dice. I believe in you.
Clone Hannah.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. I updated my Wi-Fi. So you can do an update real quick, and then you can roll your dice.
I already rolled it. I got a 4.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see if I believe in the heart of the French, and let's see if it works. I also got a 5.
Got a 5.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Perfect. It's good that you
we are
win.
in perfect sync because now we are French.
Well, it is can anyone use their superpower in a way to bump this up a notch?
Yes, I just used my cyber powers to go to a 6. The loaded dice kicked in and it just fell over to a 6.
I can light my mother a cigarette with my lighter hand, and
I throw snow cones into the settlement deal. If they take it, everyone gets a snow cone.
I'll accept all of those. All right. So it looks like the settlement passed. It looks like it's joint custody for Jitpak. So congratulations on getting a pretty decent settlement on the trial.
I saved my boy. I saved my boy.
You saved your boy.
I saved my boy. Do not look, son. I'm going to cry. I'm also going Russian for some reason.
Yes. It is okay, Foster. It happens.
I think you guys both need to upgrade your accent patches.
Beautiful. Well,
my tears are oil. Oh yes, now I'm going to the German.
If we are all done here, I am late for my 6th grade baseball
you're
practice.
You're still in 6th grade?
I don't remember what grade I'm supposed to be.
You're a freshman in high school.
16 is like at least 8th grade, generously.
No, I was 12 and then going to freshman. So if you're 13, you're probably a freshman, unless you're dumb and you get held back. But you're a cyborg, pretty smart.
My brain just forgot how to process numbers there for a second, and I good job.
Yes, he is 26. He's going to start 1st grade next month. I'm very excited.
I thought he was 13. We definitely said that earlier.
Well, no, yeah, see, but you're cyborg, so you replace parts. So some of them is 13, some of them is 27.
And I believe the French education system actually goes from like
Yeah, they use the metric
even
system
counts
over there, so
down.
everything's different.
Yes, I had to
very
replace my
confusing.
liver. It is up to a 26 model.
Oh, look, the other lawyer
Alright.
finally shows up.
All right.
Hi,
so,
I'm Hannah
for
too.
me- I am too. So we've actually reached pretty much right on time, which is actually incredible. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you all for playing this wonderful little game. And I think this is where any sort of hosting duties I might have, and I'm really excited.
Thank you, Jolene.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun. I forgot we were going for 45 minutes. I thought we were going for 30 minutes, which is why I kept trying to give you guys an out to end it.
Oh man, that was really freaking funny.
I was so ready to
I'm
hop
glad you
sides
enjoyed
at
it.
any
It was-
moment.
I was like crying while watching and listening.
I'm so glad.
Are you crying because you're French?
Yes, that's exactly why.
You're gonna be doing that all day, aren't you?
It's a hard
Oh,
It's hard to get out of it.
I'm gonna use the excuse that I am part French to excuse why I cry so much. Actually, I'm stealing that.
It was a heartwarming tale of a boy and his father bonding.
A rocket
Yeah.
boy and his rocket dad.
Rocket Man, even.
Alas, I never got the jetpack.
Burning out their fuse out there alone.
Are we ready to join the others?
I think.
I think so.
Always now and forever.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop on over and we'll do some introductions and get the rest of the show on the way.
Alright.
Awesome.
Alright, Discord crashed on me when that happened. Sorry, everyone who's... Sorry about that. I love when Discord crashes when I switch cameras. Oh god, my screen is huge and messed up. Oh god, oh, my screen's showing... Oh no! This is all going horrible. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh shit. Fuck. This is nightmare. We did it!
Hey.
Wow, first try. Okay. Alright, I need to do some sound
Well done,
swapping
Tony.
around, but awesome
Are we
job,
on
everyone.
audio?
We yes, everyone should be able to see and hear us. Oh god, I have to turn down the music. It's probably really loud right now. And boom. Okay, music's off. Okay, that was a very long way of saying hello, everyone. Welcome to the Super Suits pre-release party. I am Tony, and everyone else you see here are the wonderful cast and crew of Super Suits. Some of the many we have. There are over 50 voice actors. There are, half a dozen writers, an editor, musician. We've got a full staff for the show, and we are so happy that you are all here. Almost exactly a year ago, Super Suits went to crowdfunding on Seed and Spark, and we raised over $16,000 to bring the show to you. So we hope you're ready. We're going to do a little bit of introductions to some of the people that are here, and people are going to be coming and going through the stream, which is okay, but we'll introduce everyone who's here and get on with the show. So starting from the top left and going over, we have Avalon, lead ensemble. How are you today?
I am marvelous. Pun intended. Hello, everybody. I'm Avalon. As Tony said, I am lead ensemble, which means I was the sort of go-to person for the ensemble crew, the people that provide the many short roles in the series, the ones that are filling out the world in lots of different ways and stuff. And that's pretty much what I do with FN in general. I am here for general use.
Multi-purpose Avalon. Excellent. And then we've all met Brendan already. Voice of many a character, and Sank at heart, the unofficial mascot of Super Suits, who many of you may or may not even remember. And we have Kai. Kai, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm like slightly hungover, but it's fine. Like
I'm so proud
my
of you.
joints hurt, but it's calm.
Your
I'm fine.
joints
I'm
hurt from
here.
being hungover?
Listen, man.
We'll talk later. We'll talk later. I need to hear the story. Kai is our wonderful sound editor that we from Chain of Being. If you have not heard it yet, Chain of Being is Kai's excellent show. It is wonderful. It is gritty, deep, dark, and all around a very,
Opposite to
very
this
good
show.
It is pretty much polar opposite of the show. But we couldn't think of a better person to be assembling the show and using all of our wonderful voice actors' submissions and creating what you're going to be hearing very soon. We've already met Hannah. Hannah, do you want to talk a little bit about writing the show, just real quick, about how are you feeling today now that your show is going to be visible in the public?
I'm really excited. I know all of the other writers are also very excited. Yeah, it was an absolute blast to write. It was super creatively rewarding. Everyone in our writers' room is super, super talented, and it was really lovely to be able to collaborate with so many people. It's the first like real collaborative writers' room I've ever been in, and it was this really cool experience because everyone had like a different thing they were good at, and everyone was kind of able to cover for each other's weak points, and I think that it created something really, really special. And I'm very, very excited for everyone to hear it.
Excellent. Alistair, how are you doing today? Saw you pop up in there. Good to see you. Good to see you. We also have... Oh, wait, do you want to say something, Alistair? There you are. Oh, wait. Can't hear you. I think your mic might be off, Alistair. Okay. So next up, we have Jackie, the showrunner. How are you doing today?
I am great. So excited that people are going to finally get to start hearing what we've been working on.
I see you're wearing your patented green sunglasses every stream.
Always.
JC, how are you doing today?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm one of the writers. I wrote episode 2, and it was a really cool experience to be a part of this and be able to collaborate with everybody and see everybody's different writings. And it's pretty cool. So happy to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you. And Jolene, how are you feeling now that the trial has wound down? Oh, you might need push to talk.
I found it. Okay. I was doing good, but it looks like there's water seeping in under the carpet in my apartment, so I am like in 100 different places right now.
Well, that takes priority. I know Super Suits is important, and in my opinion, actually, Super Suits takes priority over your apartment, but you know. Take care of what you need to take care of course. Johnny, how are you today?
Oh yeah, I'm all right. It's January, so as is tradition, I'm like locked in deadline hell and pulling my hair out. But yeah, hello. I'm Johnny Sims. I play the narrator.
And you are an excellent narrator. Every beginning of every episode, don't want to spoil it, but the beginning of every episode is excellent because of our dear narrator. And congratulations on Magnus Protocol.
And I say hello, thank you for coming. To contextualize our scene currently within the law firm, it proceeds very much like that, very understated, very low key.
Yeah, no surprise accents or anything.
What?
What? Sabine, how are you?
Talking about my pitch perfect Russian.
It might be better than Ty's French. Let's be honest. How are you, Sabine?
Hi, I'm good. Sorry.
No, glad to have you. Who do you play in the show? Without giving out too many secrets.
Am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, my character is called Dr. Rhoda Torque. It's in episode 4, so I'm on the ensemble cast.
And it's a very, very, very fun character and episode. We have another writer, Stephen, sorry, how are you doing today? I don't know why I said Steven.
You've known him for
I've literally met you. I'm such a bad person.
Tony, you bastard.
We've been in the same room like 3 times.
To be fair, I had looked at my phone and there's I'm talking about someone named Steven in a text message. So I'm going to blame that and not that I'm a horrible friend.
Sure. Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm one of the writers. Worked on several of the episodes. It's a blast to see this thing come out. I'm just kind of shocked.
Oh, yeah, and a bunch of us are meeting up in Philly soon. That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Kai's coming to America for the first time. Have you ever been to America?
No, it's my first American trip. I'm very excited.
Oh,
I'm very excited.
Man, March is going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Ty, how are you doing? Oh, trying to find the push to talk button. Did you set your keyboard to French? Is that why you can't find it? Still can't hear you. There it is.
Okay, so just sorry, fun fact, I don't know my left from my right, so when it says to hit right control, I'm hitting left control. Like, why isn't it working? Hi, I'm Ty Coker. I voice Hazel Hollow. Surprisingly, I do not voice Jetpack Jones in the actual show.
Might be one of my favorite characters we've had on a TTRPG stream, though. And then who do we have here? Oh, Dan. How are you doing today, Dan? If you can hear us. Dan is one of our wonderful ensembles, and they also may be one of your favorite characters from the pilot. Isn't that right, Dan? I saw you unmute. See if you can find your push-to-talk button. Dan also has done DMs for us before for the Super Suits TTRPG, and it is a very good DM. Very good judge, I may say. We have the wonderful Aaron Lundquist blessing us today. We didn't think we'd see you. How are you? I saw you in the YouTube chat earlier. Aaron plays Cole Castillo, or Colette Castillo, if we're going to use her full name, and is a very, very talented voice actress with a just span of many voices and many a woman of many talents. So we are very, very happy to have Aaron as part of the main cast, and I think you're going to all really enjoy hearing her in this first episode of Super Suits. And last but not least, we have our MC, the wonderful Morno, who plays Harper Hallo.
Hey, what's up?
How are you today?
Yes, I'm doing great. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward for everyone getting to see this, like, the product of all the, like, amazing work this awesome group has been putting together. You know, it's very exciting.
Absolutely. Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to share my screen. With those of you who are in here, you're going to want to click on the stream. That way you can hear the audio coming from my computer. Those of you watching the stream, just sit back and enjoy. We are going to hop into the first episode here in just a moment. So let me see if I can get this. We'll do a little test to make sure you can hear the audio. I can't remember if I need an application or screen share for you to hear the audio. I think the application will work. So if I do this, and I do this.
As long as you're not sharing a whole screen, it'll have the audio. So yeah, I think it's like if it's in a window or an application.
Okay. Can everyone see the screen that popped up that says watch stream? If you do that, I'll give everyone a chance to get in real quick. I'm going to turn up the volume just a little bit. And I'm going to start playing. If you don't immediately hear something, let me know.
It's another exciting day in the city of Megalopolis, where the superheroes save the day, and the lawyers save the superheroes. And today is a very special day. The first day of Harper Hallo's new summer associate job with the law firm of Smith, Schmidt, Smets, and Smid.
Harper Hallo.
Hallo, but yes, that's me.
This way, please. You have your I-9 and your W-4?
Yes, here.
Digitized. Please walk through the door to your left for your employee photograph.
Okay. Oh, this is so exciting. I can't believe I'm finally here. You know, this is my first job. Well, not my first job. I used to work at an ice cream stand, but my first job in law. I'm so ready to jump in and make a...
Yes, very exciting. Look at the camera, please.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, I have to... Oh, no.
You may collect your ID badge. Congratulations, Mix Hallo. It seems you are officially an employee. Welcome to Smith, Smit, the Smiths, and Smythe.
So, is there any way I can retake this picture?
Yes.
Oh, great!
Please proceed across the hall.
But the camera's here?
Mix Hallo, I have allotted 17 minutes for this tour. You will have to retake the photograph later.
Oh, okay.
Now to check your personal details. Your name is Harper Hallo, pronounced Hallo. Age 24, pronouns they, them.
Yep, that's all right.
Your name and pronouns can be updated at any time through the Lois computers. Unless, of course, I am giving a tour that is only supposed to be 17 minutes.
Okay. The lowest computers are you, right?
I am the Law Office Integrated System AI that runs this building, yes. In addition to the company ComPad that I am using to speak to you now, I am accessible through any of the other machines in the office.
Any of them?
Yes.
Like, even the toilets?
Do you want to speak to me through a toilet?
Well, not particularly. I mean, I guess if something goes wrong in there...
You cannot speak to me through the toilets.
Okay, cool. Got it. Oh, and sorry, what's your pronoun gender situation?
As an AI designed to emulate every facet of the human experience, I do have a gender identity. I use she, her pronouns.
Cool.
This is the 3rd floor of our building, where the general litigation offices are located. Take the hallway in front of you. The break room is on your right. It is equipped with snacks, drinks, and a coffee machine.
Can I talk to you through the coffee machine?
Yes, you can talk to me through the coffee machine.
Cool.
On your left is the main office. That's where you will find office supplies, as well as the main Lois hub and sign-ups for our firm softball team. Also, sometimes people leave baked goods in there.
Ooh, are they good?
I wouldn't know.
Ah, right.
Now we get into the group-specific offices. First is the Intergalactic Law Department, specializing in interplanetary extradition, jurisdictional issues, and diplomatic relations. Our firm is one of the best in the nation. We represented the people of Xenor 5 after the CEO of Extraplanetary launched his car into their atmosphere.
Oh, I remember that! It was all over the news!
Indeed. Next is the Secret Identity Maintenance and Protection Department, which focuses on the secret identities, squaring them with social security numbers, maintaining their legally distinct natures, etc. They handle interfacing with clients that come to us under secret identities.
So they know who famous superheroes are?
Some, but they're quite strict about maintaining secrecy, so don't harass them over it.
Oh, of course not. That's not what I'm worried about.
There are vending machines and bathrooms down that hallway, and no, I cannot talk to you through the vending machines. They do not have microphones. However, my awareness does reside inside them, so I do know what you do there. Which means if you ever intend to have a clandestine office tryst, do it elsewhere.
I wouldn't.
Of course not.
Maybe you should talk to HR about that.
I have been told that human resources is not a resource for me.
Oh, well, that seems like a problem. Have you ever considered legal action?
Against this high-powered law firm? No, I have not.
Well, it wouldn't be traditional for the firm to represent itself. Probably what
On
would
your
happen...
right are the main conference rooms. State-of-the-art equipment run by yours truly, but which most lawyers still fumble with at the beginning of each meeting. And on your left are the copyright and trademark offices specializing in hero and villain costumes, names, branding, public persona, etc. We have a patent office downstairs that deals with gadget technologies.
Got it. What else is on the second floor?
They house the patent office, the time travel management department, the labor violations department, and the FWIP office.
The FWIP office?
It's better if you don't know that one.
Okay.
And now we round the corner to the general litigation department.
Hey now, do I smell fresh blood?
Yes! I'm Harper Hallo, they, them, the new law student. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And hello to you too.
Cole.
What? People are always making jokes about our names.
I guess.
I'm Cole Castillo, and this is Bonnie Faustian, both she, her, and associates.
Like Cold Case and Bonnie Fire.
Yes, you get one free joke. Use it well.
Can I think about it?
Sure.
The head of department is out today, so these two will be showing you around. I will set up your computer. It will be ready in 10 minutes.
Thanks, Lois.
Ooh, good move. Always think Lois.
Yeah, she loves appreciation. It's the way to her cold virtual heart.
I can still hear you.
We know.
Anyways, she's right. The boss isn't in today. The boss is never in during the day, actually. You have to come in after sunset if you're working a case with him.
Really? Why's that?
He's a vampire. He's not a vampire. Technically, he was bitten by a radioactive mosquito. Which means he now sucks human blood and can't be in sunlight.
Vampire.
He's gonna fire you someday.
He hasn't yet.
Lucky for you, Harper. Your first case is with me. Mr. Arya left notes on the client meeting. If you want, I can explain it to you over lunch.
Lunch sounds great.
Awesome. Follow me. The cafeteria is this way.
Meatloaf again? Third week in a row.
You've got to start bringing your lunch.
Look, not all of us get up at 5:30 in the morning.
I can make something for you to bring.
Miss Castillo, are you working on this case too?
Huh? Oh no. It's just that if I eat lunch without Bonnie, I'll die.
Huh.
Plus, I want to get a chance to know the newbie, Harper Hallo.
Hallo, actually.
Hallo, sorry. Harper Hallo. Well, valedictorian of their undergrad class, currently first in their class at Megalopolis Law. You're crazy impressive, kid. Where'd you come from?
That's not that impressive. I'm not exactly first in my class. Well, I would be if not for Gideon Smerton. We're tied. He can read minds. He always knows what I'm going to say in debates.
Oh, yeah. You get those types sometimes. Once Cole had to go up against a defense attorney with mind control powers.
Turns out you aren't allowed to use those on the jury, so he got disbarred. Still a shitty week, though.
And you? Superpowers?
Oh, no powers. Anyway, enough about me. What's the story with you guys?
Oh, well, Cole has fire powers.
And Bonnie has ice powers. Do you want to use your joke now?
Honestly, nothing I can say would make that funnier.
Ah, you know your limits. I like that.
And anyway, I meant more like, how long have you been working here?
Going on about 9 years now.
9 years? Wow.
Yep. We're not starry-eyed newcomers like you anymore.
You were never starry-eyed. You knew this job would suck, even in law school.
Maybe not. You definitely were, though.
Yeah, maybe for the first few weeks.
Do you guys not enjoy working here?
Of course we do. It's a great job. Great work-life balance, great benefits.
Right, but what about the actual work?
Yeah, the work's fine.
Uh-huh.
Look, once you turn 30, you'll learn to give up on childish ideas like joy.
She's joking. It's fine, really. In fact, you'll see for yourself how fine it is. We should jump into the case.
I thought we were getting to know each other.
Well, what better way to get to know someone than by working with them?
Almost all the other ways.
Hush you. All right, so Mr. Arya had a brief conversation with our client on the phone before passing the case to me. Here's what we've got. Did you hear about Duperman's latest battle with Sergeant Maud, Harper?
The one downtown?
That's the one. Apparently, the local branch of Kane Industries was damaged in the fight. Here are some pictures. Looks like a whole chunk of the building got taken out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. They want to sue Duperman for the property damage.
Really? Collateral damage in superhero fights is notoriously difficult to sue over, especially if the hero's licensed. Isn't the onus usually on property owners to get insured?
Sharp. Sharp indeed. You're exactly right. And in fact, Duperman is licensed and Kane Industries is insured. But they're still claiming Duperman was at fault.
Looks here like the exec Mal talked to said, listen, Mr. Aria, Mr. Kane thinks Duperman is getting cocky, so find something to sue him over.
God, I hate working with corporate types.
Yeah, I don't envy you. Really sucks for Duperman, though, right? He's been having a rough time lately. I hear he and Ratman are on the outs.
You shouldn't listen to those rumors.
Oh, but they're so fun.
Anyway, Harper, I think a good first task for you would be digging up information on property damage laws and any past precedents. We have footage on the fight and images of the building, so let's find something we can exploit.
Wait, we're really just going to find something to sue Duperman over?
And that's what the client asked for.
But he stopped Sergeant Mod. He probably prevented way more damage than he caused. Can't we go after Mod?
Kane said no. Stick to Duperman.
Trust me, you can almost always find something to use. It's all in how you argue it.
Huh.
Problem?
No. That just seems a little...
skeezy.
Unfair.
See, that's because it is.
There's a reason you're asked to argue both sides of the debates in your classes, Harper. This is what the client asked us to do, and both sides have a right to representation.
Right. You're right, of course. Sorry.
No need to apologize.
Yeah, enjoy your moral compass while it lasts. Bonnie's and mine are dead in the ground by now.
She's exaggerating. Anyway, does that sound like a reasonable assignment to you? Research the case law, make a recommendation based on the facts, write up a memo?
Definitely. I'm absolutely up for it. I won't let you down.
Awesome.
Oh, Gideon Smerton won't know what hit him.
Mr. Lynx, thank you so much for coming in today. We spoke on the phone.
Miss Faustian, pleasure to meet you in person. And this is?
Mix Harper Hallo, a law student assisting me with your case. They'll be sitting in on the meeting, if that's all right. I think it would be a good learning experience.
Certainly. As long as they're covered by attorney-client privilege and understand that this must be kept strictly confidential.
Yes, sir, I am. And I understand.
Wonderful. Come. Let's sit down then. So, how are you thinking we proceed?
Well, as I'm sure you know, licensed superheroes are considered to have qualified immunity for property damage. The 3 exceptions are in cases of malintent, excessive damage, or what's called super negligence. According to Harper's research, excessive damage is a high bar to clear. It usually means things like leveling a city block. And is often measured against the damage prevented, which in this case does not cut in our favor. Malintent, of course, is always difficult to prove, so the best course is probably going to be a negligence claim.
That sounds reasonable. Although, I have to ask, what is super negligence?
Well, like excessive damage, super negligence is a high bar. Qualified immunity is designed to be hard to get around. Still, it's easier to argue than damage, because that's something that can be objectively measured, and we have videos of the fight. Lois, if you could?
Of course, Miss Firestein.
See there? He was resting on a load-bearing beam when Sergeant Mod aimed his heat vision at him. We can definitely argue that a reasonable superhero would have been aware enough to avoid that area. And here, kicking Sergeant Mod out the window when he already seen that they could fly was absolutely pointless, and he definitely didn't have to escape by flying through the building. There are plenty of arguments we can make.
Excellent. I must say, I'm impressed with your work so far, Miss Firestein. And you as well, Mix Hallo.
Oh, thank you, of course. You should be able to get some good money out of him. Or, his agency.
Actually, Mr. Lynx, that's a good transition to something I wanted to discuss with you. I understand Mr. Arya already discussed your goals with you, but now that we have a better idea of what's possible, we need to work out exactly what you're trying to accomplish with this lawsuit.
Yes, I figured that would come up. Well, Mr. Kane would like to see Duperman lose his license.
What? Lose his license? Mr. Lynx, this isn't something we can exactly ask a judge for. It's a private transaction with the licensing agency. I'm sure we could get a payout from the agency. That's what they're there for, and
I'm aware of the difficulties. Truthfully, I'm inclined to agree with you that Other consequences might be more fitting or easier to attain, but Mr. Kane won't budge on this. And he has information that suggests that with a large enough payout from the agency due to this lawsuit, along with sufficient pressure from certain other parties, the agency will revoke his license. Mr. Kane has money. To him, this is about proving a point.
Proving a point?
He wants to show Duperman that he can't abuse his power, that he's not above the law.
But Duperman was just trying to help. And you said yourself Mr. Kane doesn't need the money. I mean...
Harper, could you get us some coffee? Preferably from across the street. Lois's coffee sucks.
I did hear that.
Yes. Yes, sorry, of course. Stupid, presumptuous. It's your first week
Excuse
here.
me!
Do you really
Harper! Harper Hallo!
What?
Mix Hallo. Thank God I caught you.
Hello, sir. Do I know you?
No, not really. Mark Ment. I'm a reporter with Earth Weekly. I've done a few stories about your parents.
My parents?
Yes. Kind, forthcoming people. Which is why I was hoping I could talk to you about your firm's Duperman case.
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to talk to the press.
Wait, please!
No, I really have to go.
I'm not going to ask you anything, just please, listen to what I have to say.
I'm supposed to be getting coffee. Talk quickly.
Thank you. Look, I'm a friend of Duperman's. I've written a lot of stories on him, and we've struck up a good relationship. I can safely say I know more about him than anyone else on Earth. So believe me when I tell you that getting his hero license taken away would crush him. He's always been an outsider on this planet, and being a hero, helping people, is one of the best ways that he's found to belong. And he's good at it! He does so much good, Mix Hallo. You must know that.
Look, that's not for me to say. I'm just a law student. I don't make any decisions.
Surely you can talk to the people in charge of his case.
I can't. I really can't.
But...
Look, Mr. Ment, you're clearly very invested in this, but if Duperman has done his job, he'll be fine. You'll just have to leave it up to the judge. What?
Mix Hallo. In my experience, the law tends to side with whichever party can afford the high-powered lawyers. And in this case, that is certainly Kane Industries.
I can't do anything for you. I really have to go.
Mix Hallo! Harper! What would your parents say?
I'm back! I'm so sorry I took so long. Oh.
Harper, Mr. Lynx was just leaving.
Yes, I was on my way out. I look forward to working with you both moving forward.
The feeling is mutual.
Yes. It was nice to meet you. I am so sorry.
Stop. Don't apologize. I'm not mad. I promise. Wait, why do you have so many coffees?
Oh, well, I didn't know your orders, so I just bought one of everything.
Oh my God, you're so sweet. Come on, let's go to a break room and chat.
I'm live in downtown Megalopolis, where it's been a terrifying day for all. Just a few hours ago, a huge rift in reality opened in the middle of town, sucking in multiple buildings and dozens of passers-by. Fortunately, the rift has been closed by one of my personal favorite superheroes.
Lois, could you turn that off?
Yes, because it is so difficult to find a remote and press one button.
All right, so first off, you giving Draco Lynx some mild lip doesn't even rank on this team's list of worst client interactions. Mr. Arias called clients cusses I've never even heard of before. Cole punched one once.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it was great. So, anyway, I didn't throw you out because you did something inexcusable. Honestly, I mostly did it because I didn't want you to end up saying something you'd regret.
Bit late for that.
Yeah, well, you're right. What you said wasn't great. You understand why, right?
It's not my place to question what the client wants.
Well, no, that's not quite true. If the client wants something dumb, it's part of our job to tell them so. I tried to talk him out of the license approach too, remember?
Then because I was rude?
That was rude for you?
Then, no, I don't understand.
You've got a bright future here, Harper, and in legal practice in general if you decide to go somewhere else. And to reach that bright future, you'll need to understand your role as an attorney. We represent our clients. We provide them with expertise and make arguments for them, but the most valuable piece of an attorney-client relationship is trust. Every client needs to be able to trust someone, and that's us. And we need them to trust us because we need them to tell us the truth about the facts of the case, about what they want. Mr. Kane is our client. You don't have to like him, but you have to represent him. And that means he has to trust you, and he can't feel like you're judging him or siding against him.
I didn't mean to...
I sent you out to stop you from alienating an important client on your first outing, but also to stop you from losing his trust.
I get that. I didn't go in a law to push people around. I did it to help people. People who can't help themselves. To be a hero.
And you'll get to. I've gotten to help a lot of people while I've worked here. I've helped sidekicks earn fair pay. I've fought power discriminations in schools. I've gotten corner-cutting gadget companies to pay damages. I just also sometimes have to defend the discriminators and corner-cutting gadget companies. We need to make a paycheck, but we also take pro bono cases. It all balances out, cosmically.
I don't really know about that.
You just kind of have to live with it, you know? You think about all the good stuff you do and tell yourself everyone has a right to counsel. And when it's all too much, go home and stare at the ceiling for an hour until Cole gets worried and dumps Selena on your lap.
Selena?
Our cat.
Oh. I don't have a cat. Or a Cole.
Then you'll find some other way to handle it. Or, hey, you're young. If you find out early that you can't handle it...
No, I can. Everyone does deserve counsel. Duperman has counsel too, right? Good counsel?
His licensee agency will represent him, certainly. It's their money on the line, and there are no slouches in the courtroom. Where do you think that qualified immunity precedent came from? And even aside from the money, they won't want the bad president or the bad press. So they'll work hard for this one.
The press. God, the press. Do you think this is going to be on the news?
I mean, it's Duperman and Kane Industries. Probably.
Am I going to be on the news?
Of course not. You're a law student.
God, I've only worked here for a week and I'm going to be known as the lawyer that got Duperman banned by his own agency.
Harper, you're not going to be on the news. That is one thing I can actually promise you.
Really?
Yes, really. Look, even when people do get mad about legal proceedings, when have you ever heard of the law firms getting dragged into it? Nobody cares about those details.
But still, if my family asks...
You'll tell them you're bound by attorney-client privilege, which you are.
Duperman's really famous. And outside there was a man who wanted to write an article about him.
Did you tell him anything?
No.
Then what is there to worry about?
You're right. I'm being silly.
Yeah, you are a kid. Don't worry about it. Now come on, let's go see if we can pawn off this coffee on the rest of the office.
Right.
God, us on the news? There's absolutely no way. In fact, the day protesters show up outside this building is the day I quit.
Actually, could you go on ahead? I just want to check something real quick.
Sure.
Lois, could you turn the TV back on?
The Halo over here.
Hello, citizen.
The Halo, that was an incredible display earlier. What was going through your mind during the fight?
Well, as always, I was thinking about all that I have to protect. The citizens of Megalopolis, including my own beloved family.
Hey, so, at the risk of asking questions I already know the answers to, why are there protesters outside the building?
Well, I'll give you a hint. It has nothing to do with the copyright case I'm working.
All right. Well, Mal says I can't quit.
Oh, bummer. Ooh, on the bright side, my mom texted me and she says we can stay with her if our apartment gets destroyed by an angry mob.
Your mom's gluten-free. I can't live like that.
Alright, so I'm assuming we do have to worry about the press then?
Yes, Harper. I think we have to worry about the press. God, I'm gonna strangle Bruce Kane personally. Lois, any word from the top brass yet?
Mr. Smith has ordered Mr. Arya not to drop the case.
Oh, why?
If I had to guess, because Mr. Kane is extremely rich and they like money.
Oh, God! I'll strangle them too. Tell them that. See if that changes their minds.
Okay, Lois. Please don't tell them that.
I didn't plan to.
Bonds, deep breaths. It's going to be fine.
Ugh, it'll be fine once everyone's been strangled.
No homicide. If you commit homicide, then I also have to commit homicide so we can go to jail together. And I don't have anyone I want to kill at the moment.
I trust you to find someone. Okay. We're not going to strangle anyone. We are smart, solution-oriented people. We can solve this. Does anyone know how to solve this?
I mean, I could get us gluten if we stay with my mom. I've been sneaking gluten into that house since I was 16, so I don't think we should eliminate that plan entirely.
That's true. Your dad's allergic to cats, though.
Ah, that's true. Hey, newbie, how do you feel about cats?
I love cats, but my apartment's really tiny. Maybe we leave moving as a last resort. Surely we can get Mr. Kane to change his plan now. This must be awful press for him, too.
Hashtag Bruce Cannon has been trending on FlySpace for 3 hours.
I spoke to Draco Lynx on the phone this morning. He said he's trying, but apparently he has only made Mr. Kane more determined. He even said he intends for this afternoon's deposition to go as planned.
That's
ridiculous?
Well, yes.
Yeah, it is. God! I have half a mind to tell him so at the deposition today. I have no idea why he's doing this.
I mean, I guess I can see why the Mark Ment article might make him dig his heels. It was scathing. Man's got a billionaire's ego. He's probably pissed.
Yeah, I read it on the bus ride over here. It seemed personal almost. Like it mentioned him wearing platform shoes at charity galas to look taller.
Which is hilarious.
It doesn't matter why he's mad at some 2-bit reporter. We have to figure out why he's so mad at Duperman, or he's never gonna let this go and we're all going down.
Okay, I do not ordinarily do this, but I must jump in.
Lois?
Surely you all must know that Mark Ment is Duperman, yes?
What? No? What?
Lois! Oh, you know telling us something from the SIMP agency is a huge breach of contract.
It's not from SIMP. I am simply capable of basic observation.
No, I mean... Oh my god.
Wow, we're all dumb.
Well, that does give me an idea.
There's no way this is going to work.
Yes, it will, babe. It's a good plan.
It's all based on speculation. We don't even know if Lois is right.
I am definitely right.
Not now, Lois.
I'll take full responsibility if things go awry.
No, you won't. You're a law student. This is my case. I'm responsible for it.
Doesn't matter. Things aren't gonna go awry. Bonnie's a kick-ass lawyer, and Harper made a kick-ass plan, and it's going to work. No arguments.
You're right. You're right. We're gonna do this.
Oh, I see Mr. Lynx.
All right, later, gang. You got this. Oh, excuse me, gentlemen.
Of course. Miss Faustian, Hallo. A pleasure to see you again.
Likewise, Mr. Lynx. And this must be Mr. Kane.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, too. I hope the giant crowd of protesters outside the building didn't give you too much trouble.
Our security team is second to none, ma'am. Don't you worry.
Wonderful. Well, as Mr. Lynx said, I'm the attorney managing your case, and this is Harper Hallo, our summer associate, who will be observing. Take a seat, make yourself comfortable. We'll get started as soon as Superman and his team arrive.
Good afternoon.
Please, sit. You must be Mr. Blaine.
And you must be Miss Faustian. Pleasure to meet you in person.
Likewise. All right, if everyone can have a seat, we can get started. All right, welcome everybody. Lois, if you could please turn on the recording for the first deposition in the case of Kane Industries versus Duperman.
Recording is on.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for coming today. This, as I said, is the first deposition in the case of Kane Industries versus Duperman. Present for the defense, we currently have Duperman and his counsel, Arthur Blaine, and present for the prosecution, we have Mr. Roos Kane, Mr. Draco Lynx, and their counsel, Bonnie Firestein. Also present is summer associate with Smith, Smithson, and Smed, Harper Hallo. The purpose of this deposition is to collect sworn testimony from witnesses. Today, those witnesses will be plaintiff and defendant, Roos Kane and Duperman. If defense agrees, we would like to begin with Duperman.
Fine by me.
Wonderful. Duperman, do you solemnly swear that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, under pains and penalties of perjury?
I swear.
Thank you. All right, I'll jump right into the questions. Duperman, on Sunday, July 23rd, you were involved in a fight against Sergeant Maud in downtown Megalopolis, correct?
That is correct.
Are you aware that during this fight, you and Sergeant Maud inflicted damage on the Kane Industries Megalopolis branch building totaling $1.2 million?
I cannot say I was aware of the exact number.
But you were aware of the damage, yes?
Yes.
During this fight, would you say any of your actions were ill thought or unnecessary?
No. I've been a superhero for many years, and I know what I am doing.
Here is the still fight footage of you escaping Kane Industries building after being kicked inside it. As you can see, instead of flying out the window, you chose to fly out by crashing through 7 floors of the building and bursting out of the roof. Can you explain why that was necessary?
In a fight, every second matters. Sergeant Maud was above the roof. It was imperative that I got to him as quickly as possible.
And you were not slowed down by catching all the fallen Kane Industries employees?
Well, perhaps. But in the heat of battle, it's difficult to do that cost-benefit analysis.
Duperman, what is your relationship with the journalist Mark Mint?
What?
Objection. Relevance?
I've brought with me today copies of Mr. Mint's last 6 articles about Kane Industries. They are critical, to put it mildly. I've also brought copies of 60 Minutes interview with Mark Mint, where he states that he and Duperman are, quote, as close as 2 people can be, unquote, and that is why he is the only journalist to ever get an interview with Duperman. Duperman, would you agree with that assessment?
Yes?
I still don't see the relevance, Miss Firestein.
Well, obviously, Duperman and Mr. Mint have a close relationship, and Mr. Mint is no fan of Kane Industries, or Roos Kane himself, as this is the journalist that Duperman chooses to communicate with for all his press, and as the 60 Minutes interview indicates, they have a personal relationship as well. One has to wonder if Duperman shares any of his views, in which case, it's easy to see some of his more extravagantly damaging actions in that fight may have been motivated by malintent.
How dare you!
Oh, Miss Firestein, is that really your argument? That is pure speculation.
Speculation that your client seems to have a very strong reaction to.
I am simply outraged that you would cast such dispersions, not only on me professionally, but on my character!
You've been on the outs with Ratman lately as well, haven't you?
Again. Relevance.
It's been speculated that Ratman is a customer of Kane Enterprises due to the similarities in the technologies they use.
Oh, I see. You think this is all some scheme to get back at Ratman. Miss Firestein, despite what Ratman thinks, not everything I do is about him!
That is...
Oh, come on. That is a purposeful mischaracterization of Miss Firestein's argument.
Oh, is it?
Now, Mr. Kane...
This isn't about Ratman at all. Miss Firestein has just come to the extremely reasonable conclusion that, perhaps, given near unlimited power, someone may, at times, be tempted to use it for things other than the greater good.
Oh, I see. Just because of my powers, everything I ever do should be assumed to have the worst intentions. I thought that innocent until proven guilty was a key facet of our legal system.
Whoa, Duperman, you really can leave the legal arguments to me.
I believe another key facet of our legal system is that no one man should have too much power. That's why we have a jury of 12, rather than one judge, jury, and executioner.
Executioner? I would never execute anyone!
Well, Miss Firestein was simply worried
Miss Firestein does not know me personally, Roos.
Miss Firestein, Mr. Blaine, Might I suggest a brief recess?
Forget a recess. I'm leaving.
Roos!
Mr. Kane, I'm afraid you can't do that. You're here responding to a subpoena. You have to stay or risk being held in contempt.
Aren't you supposed to be my lawyer?
I am. This is my legal advice as your lawyer.
Could we reschedule to a day when he's not here?
Unfortunately, we cannot, unless you're comfortable moving back the timeline on your court appearance. How's this? My day is free of other meetings, and I'm sure yours is too, Mr. Blaine, for such an important case. We'll recess. You two can take as long as you need to talk about, whatever it is you're yelling about. And when you feel comfortable being in the same room with each other, we can resume.
Roos, maybe this is for the best. You two should talk. And she's right. This is legally required.
Fine. I agree if he does.
If you insist.
Wonderful. Harper, want to grab a coffee?
Yes, ma'am.
Give us a call on Lois when you need us. Good God. Harper Hallo, I owe you my fucking life. Cole!
Hey, hello! Is that a celebratory call or a despairing call?
He's dropping the case. Mr. Kane's dropping the case? I've never been so relieved in my fucking life!
Oh, yep, there's the fly space notification. Billionaire Bruce Kane drops property damage lawsuit against Duperman. Congratulations, you two.
I never expected to be congratulated for having a client drop a case.
Ah, you kidding? Mal didn't want to deal with protesters. He's gonna be thrilled.
Miss Firestein, I have a message from Mr. Arya.
Case in point.
Oh, God, fuck. Go ahead.
Miss Firestein, you have successfully preserved our relationship with Kane Industries, collected 124 billable hours from a rich client, and made it so I do not have to wade my way through blood bags on the way to work. You have done an adequate job. End message.
An adequate job. Look at you, an absolute rock star.
God, that's the nicest thing he's ever said to me. And it wasn't even my work. Harper, I'll be sure to tell him that all this was your idea.
Thank you, but don't sell yourself short. You were so cool in there.
You've never seen a deposition before. It's all cool by default for you. Seriously, I couldn't have done it without you. You should feel really good about this.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Oh!
Anything important?
No, an unknown number. I don't know what you did, but thanks.
Well, that's a little ominous.
No, I think I know who it's from. You know, I really do feel like I helped out today. Not just you guys, but the client too. And coming out of such a bleak situation.
You did. You were really impressive.
Hopefully I'll be able to help out a lot more people in the future. Even the difficult clients.
Recording added to folder Statements of Youthful Ignorance by New Lawyers.
Be nice.
Max Hallo, your gambit did demonstrate a degree of competency, even an ability to think outside of the legal box. Perhaps you will have a bright future here.
Thanks, Lois.
Oh, hey, looks like Ratman and Duperman made up too.
Oh, wow! Do you think Mr. Kane helped mediate? Seemed like he knew both of them.
And I take it back.
I'm home! Whoa!
How was your first week of work?
Slow down. Let me take off my shoes, Hazel.
Sorry. I'm just so excited for you. My twin, a real lawyer.
I'm a law student with a summer job. It's very different.
Same thing. Next you're gonna tell me I don't count as a superhero because I'm technically a sidekick.
I mean, I saw the news yesterday. They were interviewing Mom, not you.
That's just because her name is cooler. I mean, who wants to interview Cherub when the Halo is around? Honestly, the name is the thing I'm most looking forward to about inheriting the mantle. I want the villains to respect me. But enough of that. Answer the question. How was work?
Really, really good.
Come on, you gotta give me more than that.
It's confidential, Hayes.
And thus Harper Hallo's law career begins. What will their next case be? When will they meet their boss? Will their twin manage to harass any confidential information out of them? Find out next time in Another Exciting Day in the City of Megalopolis.
Supersuits is an original production of the Faustian Nonsense Network. The The pilot episode was written by Hannah Levin, directed by Amelia Kinch, and sound edited by Kai Gwillem Pritchard. All music in Supersuits is by TJ Woods. You can find more of his work linked in the show notes. The showrunner overseeing Supersuits writing and production is me, Jackie Szilagyi. Go to FaustianNonsense.com to check out our other shows, and email us questions and comments at hello@FaustianNonsense.com, or find us on Twitter at @SupersuitsPod. Our amazing voice cast for this episode includes Johnny Sims as the narrator, Rebecca Hansen as Lois, Mornell as Harper Hallo, Marion Toro as Bonnie Firestein, Erin Nicole Lundquist as Colette Castillo, Alexandra Ogji as Draco Lynx, Brandon P. Jenkins as Mark Ment and Duperman, Dan Covell as Roos Kane, Jeff Manzoli as Arthur Blaine, Ty Coker as Hazel Hallo, and Lindsay Zana as the Halo. Thank you to all the generous backers who supported the Supersuits crowdfunding campaign. We could not have done this without you. Thank you also to all our generous patrons on Patreon. If you like what we do and would like to support us, as well as get fun bonus content for Supersuits and our other shows, please consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Faustian Nonsense. And most importantly, thank you for listening to Supersuits.
All right. So that was episode 1. What did everyone think? Some of you are hearing it for the first time, right? We can just openly talk about it. So I've heard it like a half a dozen times at this point, and it still amazes me every single time I hear something new.
I think, not counting rehearsals, I think that's my third listen.
Same here.
So good. It's so worth listening to multiple times. I love it.
The Roos Kane voice consistently just gets me every single time. It's like, and he just talks like that. I love it so much.
He just does that.
It's been so long since I actually listened to it. I forgot that that's what it sounded like.
You sent two versions. One was normal and one was that. And I think it's a good bit. Like it's just.
Yeah, no, I remember having that. I remember Jackie like messaging me one day and going like, Dan sent 2 versions of Roos Kane's line, one where he's talking with a deep voice and one where he isn't. What do we think we should do? And I was like, well, it doesn't really make sense for him to be using the deep voice when he's not Rap Man. And Jackie was like, yeah, but it's so funny. And it is in fact so funny.
Rule of funny.
Yeah,
Every time.
100%.
Yeah, and everyone's performance just absolutely stellar. Congratulations. A lot of you who are in the first episode are present. I think we're really just missing like Aaron and Lindsay. So, but it amazes me every single time. So what was there? So I actually sent this to Ty quite a bit ago, and Ty said something along the lines of, "I can't believe you introduced all but one of the main cast, had a full court case, and the episode never once felt rushed or the pacing was off. Like it felt very cohesive." How do you think you were actually able to accomplish that, Hannah, and other everyone else on the writing team, who played a big hand in the pilot?
So I outlined and wrote the pilot. I think one thing that's very funny about working in a writer's room is everyone has their different styles of writing. And I think most of our writer's room, their style would be write an episode, it would come out pretty short, and then we would add to it. My style is to write an episode that would get like an hour-long episode and then cut down. So the first version of this episode was like, I think maybe 60 pages, and we had to get it down to like 40.
Oh, it was more than that. It was like 80 pages, I think, the first time, yeah.
Wasn't
real
an
long.
early idea floated to have it be a part 1 and 2?
We thought about
like
it.
Early on, that was a plan that was passed around.
Yeah, we did. I'm glad we didn't go with that. I think.
Yeah, me too.
But
I think.
I think you're right. I think it was like I wrote an 80-page episode, got it to 60, and then gave it to Jackie, and she got it to like 45 or something.
Jackie's
So
very
probably
good
the
at
reason
getting
that
page
it doesn't feel rushed is because we trimmed all the fat.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, Hannah is, yes, you write long initial drafts, but it's also very hard to cut because so much of it is just hilarity and you can't just cut. I mean, there's no filler. It's all good. So it is definitely a challenge. But I think between the two of us, we managed to wrangle all of the episodes into an appropriately consistent-ish length. So we'll see what the actual timing works out, because once you have it voice acted and then edited, it's sort of hard. It's not an easy translation to go from like number of pages to time, because some episodes there's more action, people talk faster or slower and stuff like that. But yeah, I think we managed to make it work.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say I had a quick question about that. Were there any ideas for the pilot that were saved for later because they wouldn't fit?
I don't think so. I think most of what we cut was just, I write a lot of bits. And I think most of what we cut was bits.
We do love bits. We love bits in this room.
Yeah, Jackie and I, as the lead writer and showrunner, we're the ones doing, I think, the bulk of the editing of the scripts. And we fell into a very good working partnership of I took the short ones, she took the long ones, she cut, I added. So that worked out very nicely.
It worked out really well. We have a question from the chat. What was our favorite part of working with such a large and talented cast? I can answer for me, and I've said this before, and I will keep saying it. Having spent months on the scripts, on writing, on editing, and having these voices kind of in my head, then hearing it performed by incredibly talented people, it's like I've never even heard it before or read it before. It's a totally new version of the episode, and it is such a cool experience because theoretically, the things that I wrote were written by me, but when I hear them, they're a totally different game, and it is. There's nothing else like it. There's not even a word for it.
I think one of my favorite things, just from like the rehearsals and stuff, just being around so many different actors with different backgrounds, different approaches, different voices and accents. It was so cool just being around those different perspectives for so long. Like it was just, I don't know, I really, really enjoyed that. I really thought it was a unique experience that I hope to have more of.
And I'm sure we will. If people like season 1, who knows what could happen in the future. We have another comment. The pacing was great. This is from Luna Radio. The pacing was great. I'm curious, can you say if Ratman and Duperman will ever return?
Yes, Ratman and Duperman will be back.
We have a question from Yoshiko, which is actually, this is something I wanted to bring up too, just so everyone knows where Supersuits came from. Yoshiko says, I know some of the team have legal background. That would be Amy and Jackie. And there are a lot of superhero fans. Where did the initial idea for Supersuits come from, and how did it form from there? We have a channel in the FNCast server called Ideas, where it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks. There's a lot of good ideas, and we can only act on so many. But, Jackie, you were in the big part of this initial conversation, so why don't you take over?
I was not so much part of it as watching it and feeling my heart sink that, oh no, we're going to have to make this, aren't we? Because someone dropped the idea into the chat, and the idea originally was just law firm and superhero universe. And this is a person that, I don't know if he wants us naming him, but he's not even involved in Supersuits now. He just had the initial idea, and then everyone else just jumped on it. And I mean, he could have been involved, but he's busy with his own stuff. And people just started coming up with all these great ideas of weird cases that would come up and different characters that might show up in a a show like this. And this was all on a day that I was trying to take off, but I'm watching it on my phone. And then Paul of Green Horizon hops into the channel and names it. He goes, we should call it Super Suits. And I'm like, well, we have no choice now. It's been named. It has to exist. So I guess I'm going to figure out how to run a writer's room, because this was definitely a team thing. There were so many of us jumping in with ideas. I knew this wasn't something one person was going to own. So I got to figure out how to make a writer's room happen remotely and asynchronously. And that was a blast. But it was all because it felt like we had no choice. It just came.
And it just snowballed from there. I think within 6 months we were going to crowdfunding, right? Because it was, I think it was, yeah, it was like fall of 2021, and then at the beginning of 2022 we started crowdfunding.
The initial idea was earlier. The writer's room didn't really pick up steam and get writing for a few months after the initial idea, but then once we got started, it took on a life of its own, and it was great.
Yeah, there was like a lot of enthusiasm for it really quickly, and then it was like, yep, and the writer's room stopped for a bit. And then things picked up and took off for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden we have, over 300 auditions for characters, and we kept like 60 of them. It was pretty incredible. We have another question. What is everyone's favorite episode, without too many spoilers?
4. Episode 4.
Episode 4.
I think my
good.
favorite episode is way down in the future with definitely spoiler-related content.
It's gotta be episode 5 for me.
I've no idea.
I've got two favorites. One is episode 5. One is episode 14.
What were you saying, Johnny?
Oh, I was just saying I have no idea what actual episode number it is because I recorded them all out of order. But there's one where there's a lot of miming involved, and I enjoyed.
Yes.
Yeah, for preview, everyone give like a snarky one-liner about your favorites. My two were the first one was referred to as a working title as the Horrible Teens episode, and the second one was working title was the Bonnie and Cole episode.
I love the Horrible Teens episode very much.
It's amazing.
Episode 5.
Episode 5's gotta be my fave. Hannah and I went nuts on it. It was so fun.
Yeah.
That one was the only one that we did writing for it like in person on like So as Jackie said, a lot of our writer's room was asynchronous, which means everyone just kind of wrote what they wrote it, and we like coordinated over messaging and stuff. But for the most part, it was people doing individual work. But Stefan and I, we live relatively close together, and we, were friends prior to writing Super Suits together. So we were like, we should write an episode together, like, properly. And so Stefan came over to my apartment, and, like, we sat on the couch together and got to, like, physically bounce off each other, which escalates every joke so much. So it's that episode is, I think, our most deranged.
It is so unhinged.
And the hardest to edit, trim, cut down, because everything was so good.
Oh, and to do the sound for as well. It's such a fucking nightmare.
we gave you so much. We gave you so much to do for that one guy.
All right. Like reading some of the not stage directions, I guess sound directions. It's just like, how am I meant to do that?
I don't think episode 5 has the hardest sound directions. I think episode 16 has the hardest sound directions.
Yeah,
and that is Stefan's fault.
I was warned anytime Stefan is on like the writing, just prepare yourself.
I feel like y'all are sleeping on episode 18's particular challenges, though.
Okay, yeah, I was actually my favorite thing about
it is very special.
My favorite thing about this is how like not only just in terms of like recording voice stuff and writing, how it brought out a lot of stuff. Like I walked in, I didn't expect to ever say the word "screw you, cockroach,"
line in that episode.
I didn't expect to walk in and then walk out a songwriter. So it's this is very, very exciting for me. I'm very,
The
very
musical's
very
a whole nother beast. There's a preview of it on the Twitter. If you go back far enough, you can hear a little sneak peek of the musical episode. There is a question for Kai, and it was a question for Kai, favorite thing to edit that wasn't Dan's Christian Bale voice. But it's not a Christian Bale voice. I don't know what you're talking about. It's
nothing. It's So I despise doing dialogue edits. It's the most boring thing in the world, but it's made much better when people like leave in bloopers and like say things to me. like I don't know. There's just like a fun kind of like the in between things of like people kind of talking to themselves, but they know it's going to be heard by someone else. It's just a weird, it's nice, it's fun. So it makes dialogue edits bearable in that respect. So yeah, I think the bloopers is especially kind of fun to put together because you listen to it all in one. It's like. Yeah, there's been 2 separate Family Guy like based.
One was by Mornal. What was the
Mornal,
second one?
Oh no.
Hey,
it was
Wallace.
that was one of them, and then there was another one that was. I don't think it was intentional, but because anybody that listens to the bloopers, you'll hear them next to each other. But yeah,
it's really good. It doesn't look like we have any more questions right now. Does anyone have any other thoughts on the first episode?
Well, actually, are we going to talk about the Bofa D's episode?
I don't know. Are we going to talk about the Bofa D's episode, Hannah?
Bofa D's nuts.
Everybody knows what you're doing.
That's in the script as well.
You guys know. They don't know.
It actually is a line in the show, which is
that's a line in the
astonishing.
It's a line in the Horrible Teens episode.
Yeah, that fucking episode, man.
That was me. I was proud of that.
On the topic of favorite episodes, I think mine. There's a couple flashback episodes, but I think my favorite, and I said this during rehearsals, is the Harper flashback episode, and I'm not even in that one. I just really love all of the writing of that episode.
That's a really fun one. That one also features someone who was name dropped in this episode, who was a very fun character, and I'm very excited for you all to meet him.
Oh yes, I can't wait for you guys to get acquainted with him. He's gonna be a blast.
So I have a little surprise for everyone watching, and all of you in this chat with me right now maybe already know this, but we do have, just for this stream, we are going to be listening to the second episode of Super Suits. I know everyone acts surprised, but for those of you in chat, I hope you're actually surprised. We are going to listen to the second episode, though it will not release still for another 2 weeks. So episode 1 will release tonight at midnight Eastern, and episode 2 will come out episode 2 will be out 2 Mondays after that. So every other week, a new episode of Super Suits will come out. If you're on the page,
it's going to be episode 2. Episode 2 will come out
every week. Every week is just episode. Every other week is just episode 2. All 20 episodes are episode 2. So we are.
To the person in the chat who asked if Harper had ligma, I did see that and I did hate it.
Thank you, Luna.
I appreciate you. You're a good fan.
The duality of man. So, episode 2 will release on the Patreon, and for our backers, on the private feed. I believe we're doing the Friday before, or maybe the Thursday before. I can't remember what Jack and I agreed on. But
the Friday before the Monday of release,
so
you get to enjoy it for a whole weekend over and over again before it's available to the public.
Mm-hmm. So, but for everyone here today, so a big thank you to everyone. A lot of you here backed the Seed and Spark campaign, have been supporting us the whole time. I see names like Yami and Evan and Probs Not Hawkeye all over the Super Suits Twitter. So thank you all so much for being here. The show could not exist without you. And as a special thank you, we have an unadvertised playing of episode 2. If everyone will make sure you are watching the stream again, so we'll do what we did before, and we will get episode 2 going.
It's another exciting day in the city of Megalopolis, where the superheroes save the day, and the lawyers save the superheroes. And today, the wealthy gather to dress up and raise money for a worthy cause. But of course, not all find this cause so worthy.
Welcome. It is my humble pleasure to welcome everyone to our third annual Supervillain Victim Relief Gala.
Isn't it the 4th? 3rd, 4th, 20th, who cares? Let's just be glad we're alive with money to spend and cocktails to drink.
Amen to that. Look over, it's Rachel Fletcher. Hey, Rachel! I heard your vacation home got stuck into one of the reality rifts last week. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fine. I have 3 more.
Hey, that's the Spirum. Oh, his Sandra's with us as well. Ugh, gross. Didn't hell almost make off with your whole fortune like a couple of weeks ago?
Not if Ratman had anything to say about it, and he did.
Well, thank God for Ratman. Thank God for superheroes, for saving us and for giving us a reason to party. We'll start giving out awards momentarily, but for now, the bar is open and liquor is flowing. Everyone, in the name of all the victims of supervillain crime, enjoy yourselves. How are we looking, Trevor?
We're all good, sir. Donations are flowing in. As predicted, everyone gave less than the suggested amount at the door. But Maximilian Hartwell seems to have started a contest over who can buy the most ostentatious foundation room. So money's coming steadily now.
Oh, outstanding. If that's the case, why do you look so worried, little guy?
Well, it's just talking about Helium has me nervous. After he attacked Sandra, he escaped before Ratman could catch him. Shouldn't we be worried that he'll try to gas this place and rob us?
Sweet, naive, your name, Trevor. Don't be ridiculous. This place is sealed tight. I've got the nation's best security teams watching the doors. Any villain that tries to guess this place has got another.
Oh my god! The gas! It's coming out of the
Good evening, Miss Hallo.
Hi, Lois. Are you surprised to see me come in this late? It's my first night shift.
I am not surprised. I write the shift schedule.
Oh, right.
Mr. Arya got in shortly before you did. He's in his office. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. Just nervous to meet the boss. From what Bonnie and Cole told me, he seems...
Rude, unpleasant, bloodthirsty.
Abrasive. I just really want to make a good impression so he knows he made the right decision hiring me. Oh God, wait. I don't know what this meeting's about. What if he already doesn't think he made the right decision hiring me? What if he's displeased with my work so far? What if he saw that mess I made in the bathroom yesterday?
Do not worry, I cleaned that up.
Really? How did you...
I have my ways, Miss Hallo. Now please, Mr. Arya is waiting.
Okay. Deep breaths. I can do this.
Do you know where you're going, Miss Hallo?
I haven't been there yet, but his office is in the basement, right?
It is, yes.
Is he really a vampire?
Well, he is unable to tolerate direct sunlight.
But does he really drink blood? Human blood?
His nutritional requirements are not your concern.
Right. Sorry, I don't mean to pry or discriminate or anything. Bonnie and Cole told me he got bitten by a radioactive mosquito, and I know how hard it can be for people with mutative powers. I have a cousin who... No, never mind. It's none of my business. I'll be sure not to ask him about it.
See that you don't. In any case, I am certain you will get to know Mr. Arya soon enough. That typically occurs when you meet with a person.
Of course, yes. I'm going. It's so dark in here compared to everyone else's offices.
Being the sixth in your line.
The eighth.
Yes, of course. Now, Harper Hallo, I presume.
Wow, you pronounced it right. I mean, yes, that's me. It's great to finally meet you, Mr. Arya.
Likewise, I'm certain. Now, please, have a seat. We have a client.
Oh, yeah.
Allow me to introduce Austin Tensley V.
Eighth.
Right. Mr. Tensley, this is Harper Hallo, a summer associate at the firm. Max Hallo, Mr. Tensley and his family are long-time clients of mine. He's the owner of the famous Tensley Tower.
Oh, wow, really? My school held law prom there. It's a lovely building. Although I think it was under construction when I was there, so some of it was behind scaffolding.
I'm afraid that's the typical state of things.
I guess it had been attacked by... I forget, I'm sorry. Some supervillain.
As I said, typical.
Precisely why we're here. A recent Tensley Tower fundraising event was attacked with poisoned gas by the villain known as Helium. He used a gas of his own creation, an enhanced type of helium that, in addition to making the patrons speak like chipmunks, also caused them to float around like balloons. Several members of the Foundation were injured and are now suing Mr. Tensley for damages, claiming they suffered both physical and psychological trauma.
And monetary damage. Some say they've lost business due to the less than dignified videos that made it to Me Too.
Yes. I must say I'm still a bit confused on that point. What does a tube have to do with any of this?
Regardless, how is Mr. Tensley responsible for a villain's attack?
They're claiming we should have had security against the poison gas, the filters in the vents, that sort of thing. Ugh, if we were held responsible every time our building got attacked, we'd be ruined. Do you know how often this happens?
Have you thought about not hosting events that villains like to target?
What don't villains like to target? Last year, a puppy rescue event was hit. The Kitty Avenger seemed to think it was discrimination against kittens.
Calm down, Mr. Tensley. We have this handled. The court is not going to hold you responsible for every rogue puppy hater's attack.
How can you be sure?
I believe my team's record speaks for itself.
Yes! We successfully represented Kane Industries last week.
Didn't Mr. Kane drop that suit?
Yes, he did. Because that's what suited his needs. We have, however, successfully argued many high-profile cases in court, including Pillow Jones versus Unicorn Rider and Clockmaster versus Meerling.
I see. I did hear about Meerling. She was your client?
She was. Still is, since Clockmaster had an unfortunate tendency to get caught in time loops.
Time loops?
Indeed. Thus far, we have won 17 verdicts for Miss Meerling. The time distortion makes billables a nightmare.
17? Well, I hope you can keep it up. I must be going now. Fires to put out at my father's office. With any luck, he'll at least be happy to know we've got you on our case.
Yes. Good day, Mr. Tensley. Give the second our best.
My father is the seventh.
Right. Him too. Well, I can't disagree with his frustration. This is ridiculous. In my day, citizens would never have sued a building for a villain's attack.
Certainly not. They would have simply broken out some pitchforks and torches, I presume.
However, we must deal with the case before us now. All right, Max Hallo. I need you to go through the complaint and fact-check as much as you can. Lois will provide you with any documentation we have available. witness statements, etc. Our primary argument will be that none of the evidence is material to the case because the venue is not liable for a third-party attack, but we need to be thorough.
Oh, yes!
To that end, you will also need to look into the history of the venue and understand its security measures. Mr. Tensley has promised to provide these details, but I'll need you to comb through his report and write up a memo.
A memo, sure.
Is there some confusion?
No! No, of course not. I just didn't expect us to get straight to work like this.
What else would we do?
I guess I figured we were going to introduce ourselves.
Introduce ourselves?
Yes. I'm Harper Hallo, the new summer associate.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Of course. And you're Malcolm Aria, right? My boss?
Yes, I am. Which is why I am currently giving you legal tasks.
Great, cool. Do you want me to tell you a little bit about myself?
I'd like you to tell me whether or not you can write this memo.
Yes, of course I can.
Wonderful. You should be able to glean some useful information from any history of gas attacks at the tower.
May I remind you that I have access to our entire case history?
Ah, yes. Thank you, Lois. How many times have we defended Tensley Tower for gas attacks, specifically?
This will be the 4th time in as many years.
Excellent. If you could provide any of our previous research from those incidents to young Hallo, that should make their job easier.
Certainly, although the previous cases don't allege quite the same thing as this one. So I cannot do your entire job for you, Max Hallo.
Oh, of course. I would never expect...
You'll need to double-check whatever previous research tells you anyway, Max Hallo. But the backlog should give you a head start. That said, Lois is right. This complaint specifically alleges that there are gas filters that Tensley should have installed in the vents of the venue, which I don't believe we've looked into before. You'll need to find out about those. Learn whether they would have stopped the gas, whether the tower could have installed them, anything you believe to be relevant. Expert testimony may be helpful. You've studied the hand formula, correct? I know it was a recent development,
1947.
Yes, I've studied it. It's for calculation of duty of care, balancing how hard the precautions would have been to enact with the risk and extent of potential injury.
Precisely. So any information about the filter system probative to such things...
I understand. How costly the filters would have been to install, how likely this gas attack was, how much harm resulted from it. I'll cover it all.
Excellent. As for finding potential experts, it would behoove you to utilize Lois's research capabilities.
Yes, behoove. If I had eyes to roll, I would roll them right now.
Max Hallo, go ahead and get started with your research. I'll take care of answering the complaint, so you'll have more information to work with as we move into the discovery phase.
Right away, Mr. Arya. Thank you. This is a really interesting case, and I'm honored to be involved.
Yes. Just get your memo to me as soon as you can.
I will.
Is there something else?
Well, obviously we're both too busy to talk now, which is fine. You're not an introductions type of guy, understood. But do you think we could set up some kind of first week at the firm meeting? I've learned so much from spending time with Miss Faustian and Miss Castillo, so I would just love to pick your brain about your career.
Miss Faustian and Miss Castillo will be serving as your guides to the firm. I'm a busy man, so meeting won't be possible, but you are welcome to come to my office or contact me remotely with work-related questions at any time.
Right. Great. I'll get started on that memo right away.
See that you do. All right, Lois, if you would take dictation for the answer.
Yes, of course, boss.
Under Pickford versus the...
Glad to see you're not having an enchilada today, Harper.
Yeah, oh boy. Not making that mistake again.
What kind of sandwich is that anyway?
Spicy tuna.
Huh.
Yeah, I've been on a real spice kick lately.
And you don't think that has anything to do with that? Yeah, never mind.
So, are you excited for your first case with Mr. Arya?
You bet I am. Although...
Oh, did he scare the living crap out of you?
No, nothing like that. I don't think he likes me very much.
Why's that?
Well, you two have been so welcoming since I got here. Eating lunch with me and stuff, and he just seemed...
rude.
Dickish?
Disinterested in me.
Oh, don't worry, that's pretty standard.
He's always on the prickly side. Honestly, he says he likes that stuffy little basement office, but his constant crankiness says otherwise.
So he didn't seem interested in getting to know you two when you started here? Or in letting you get to know him?
Absolutely not.
Trust me, when Mal gets to work, he's only interested in work. It isn't anything personal. He just doesn't really care about our personalities or our interests. Like, whatever, it's fine.
If you're sure. I just really want to impress him.
Well, the best way to do that is by doing your job well. Do you know where you're going to start on your case?
Oh yeah, I think so. I heard him talking about something called Pickford. What's that?
President case. You didn't learn about it in class?
Not that I remember, no.
It's one of the first things my old torts professor talked about. It's the go-to defense whenever people get blamed for supervillain attacks. Comes up a lot here.
It's Pickford v. First Megalopolitan Bank, a supervillain named Glue Gun Gary, and God knows how the hell C arrived at that moniker. His real name was Eben Taylor. Robbed a bank and glued some ungodly expensive painting to a wall in the process. When the painting's owner tried to pry it off, it tore.
That customer sued the bank for not having better security, but the court ruled that the bank could never have reasonably predicted a superglue attack. Then the ruling went broad, holding as a matter of law that supervillains are unpredictable, which isn't much of a stretch, really.
That stretch? Like glue?
Hush you. The ruling has been challenged successfully before, though, so there are a few exceptions here and there, but most judges will throw out any case like this.
Really? But surely some of those cases have merit.
Careful. You're arguing against yourself there.
I know, but how hard is it to take some basic precautions? A giant super glue gun is one thing, but some supervillains are pretty predictable. Would it have been that hard for Tennisley Tower to install some filters? It would keep a lot of people from getting hurt.
Oh, look, Bonnie, they're trying to save people.
You're so cute, Harper.
I just think we should consider this from all angles, including, morality.
Like she said, adorable.
Don't worry, we're just teasing. Let's get back on track.
Other than Pickford, anything else we can help you with?
Well, I've already gotten started on a lot of the fact-checking, but Mr. Arya said I'd need to find an expert on gas filtration systems, and I'm not really sure how to go about that.
Lois, can you help with that? She finds experts for us all the time.
Oh, right. Hey, Lois.
There is a man by the name of Liam Hellsworth who works as a heating and air conditioning repairman. His office is on West 43rd Street.
Wow, that was fast.
Unlike supervillains, you are quite predictable.
Speaking of predictable, how's the sandwich treating you?
Oh, it's great. Absolutely no regrets.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts.
Hello, welcome to Liam Hellsworth's HVAC. How may I help you?
Where can I find Mr. Hellsworth?
Do you have an appointment?
I don't. I just have a few questions. I'm a law student at Smith, Schmidt, Smeets, and Smithers, and I was hoping to get his expert opinion on something for a case I'm working on. About the gas attack at the Victim Relief Gala that happened a couple days ago.
I see. Hang on a moment. I'll give him a call, see if he's free.
Awesome, thank you.
Hello there, Mr. Hellsworth. I have a young lawyer here to ask you a few questions. The recent gas attack at the Victim Relief Gala. Pardon? But you don't have any... Okay. Apologies. It appears Mr. Hellsworth is occupied at the moment.
Oh, okay. Could I make an appointment and come back?
He didn't seem terribly open to that, but perhaps we could... Mr. Hellsworth? Were you in the fence?
No! Well, yes.
Why?
Oh, I needed to get some exercise, and this was the quickest way outside, so...
Oh, wonderful! So you're not busy?
No, I suppose not.
Could I just ask you a few questions, then? It'll only take a couple minutes. Or if there's a better time, I'm happy to wait. I'll stay here all day if I have to.
No, that won't be necessary. Come in, I suppose. Now, how can I help you?
Well, I was hoping you could tell me a little about the specifications of Tennisley Tower.
I wasn't there the night it was attacked.
I never asked if you were.
Right. Of course you didn't. I just wanted to get that out there in case you were going to ask something along those lines,
I wasn't planning on it. Unless you think it's relevant?
No! Sorry, just ask what you were planning to ask.
Certainly. First, I'd like to know about the types of ventilation systems you've worked with. Since you've got your office here in the middle of the city, it's safe to assume you've worked on buildings like the Tennisley, right?
That's correct.
From your experience, would a building like the Tennisley have a filtration system that could filter out poison gas like the kind that helium uses?
Of course not! Its gas is unstoppable! It's made from... I mean, it's made with compounds specifically designed to bypass filtration systems. We in the biz have been trying to reverse engineer it, so, you know.
You in the HVAC biz?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's brilliant work. Revolutionary.
Whoa, okay. All right, so you're sure filters couldn't have worked on the helium's gas?
Well, there may be filters out there that could block the gas. High-fidelity, specialty ones.
Oh.
But no self-respecting villain would allow that to stop them. Even if, and I mean if, the building had filters that could block the gas, they could just find a different way to get the gas inside. Especially a great villain like Helium.
You seem to really admire this guy. Do you know him personally? Is he an old friend from high school or something?
No, of course not. I think that's all the time I have for this interview, Mix Hallo. I'm afraid you'll have to leave. I have an appointment in, 20 minutes.
Oh, well, I think that's all that's needed anyway. Thanks a lot for your time, Mr. Hellsworth.
Of course.
Have a good day.
Thanks. That guy sure is nice, isn't he?
You bet he is.
One research montage and memo writing session later, young Harper Hallo waits for Malcolm Arya to get out of a case management conference. And while they wait, they stew in their own anxiety.
I hope my findings are helpful.
They looked fine to me.
I don't know. I mean, the Pickford case seems like a strong precedent, but what if this is an exception?
You are just experiencing performance anxiety. You're worried about how your boss will appraise your work, and it's making you think you did worse than you did.
Maybe. I guess Mr. Hellsworth did say filters probably wouldn't have worked. That's gotta be helpful.
Max Hallo, I was present as you wrote your memorandum. You do not need to repeat it back to me now.
Sorry. Why was Mr. Arya so adamant about having the memo in print? Doesn't he know how hard it is to find a printer?
He likes to feel things with his fingers. Oh, it appears he's almost done with that conference. Now would be a good time to give him the memo.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. He's always in a good mood after conferences.
Damn Clark. We can't book the court for 9 p.m. Well, then what the hell can you do? As if this is their first case with a nocturnal attorney.
Mr. Arya!
What? Mix Hallo. Hello.
That memo you wanted. It's finished.
Thank you. I'll let you know when I've had a chance to peruse it. What is this typeface? That's not courier. What are they teaching in law schools nowadays?
Did that go well?
I'm afraid it's almost impossible to tell with him.
Listener, we bring you forward to that staple of courtroom drama, the trial.
Oh, isn't this exciting, Harper?
Yeah, first time seeing Mal in action, and he'll be using your research.
Guess. I haven't gotten a lot of feedback from him on it, other than I should use a different font in the future.
Let me guess. Courier?
My computer didn't have Courier, just Courier New.
Yeah, it's the new that's the problem for it.
I wouldn't worry about it. He's not gonna hold a grudge over that. Cole uses Comic Sans half the time, and she's still here.
I just love the color he turns.
I guess that's reassuring.
You don't sound reassured.
It's just, you said the best way to impress him was by being a good lawyer, and I have no idea what he thought of my work. What if it wasn't helpful?
I wouldn't worry about that either. You're only a law student. Nobody expects you to solve the whole case.
Besides, maybe you did solve the whole case. We won't know until the trial's over.
That's true. Okay, I'm fine.
All rise.
And now for the real secret, listener. Trials are rarely the non-stop drama that you may see on television. There are, of course, the dramatic speeches in opening statements.
And we will show that the defendant, Mr. Tedsley VIII, should have known, as any reasonable person would, that this gala would have come under attack. And he should and could.
And he cannot prove that such a person is predictable, because when has a supervillain ever been predictable?
But the trial only really gets interesting when the first few witnesses are done, the basic facts of the case presented. Then come the big witnesses, like...
The plaintiff calls Helium to the stand.
Do you solemnly swear that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, on the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Mr. Helium, how is it that you commit these gas attacks?
Quite simple. I make the gas, then I fill the immediate atmosphere with it.
Fascinating. You do this every time?
Yes.
How many times have you attacked events in this manner?
Oh, wow. I don't think I've kept count. At least 24.
24?
Well, yes. Once you find your brand, it's best to stick to it.
I see. And do you, shall we say, vet your targets?
Excuse me?
Do you investigate the sites of your crimes before you commit them?
Oh, of course I do. What respectable villain wouldn't?
And you do this every time?
Every time.
And what did you find in your investigation of Tensley Tower?
Well, I did see that the building had a complex ventilation system, but it was of course no match for my gas. It's made with compounds specifically designed to bypass
would you say the building did not have the most up-to-date ventilation system?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. That's a bit too far, Mix Forrest.
Let me rephrase. Mr. Helium, what kind of heating and air system did you see during your investigation of your intended crime scene? What brand?
Why, it was a Coleman.
And how long has Coleman been in business?
Is that a trick question? They've been out of business for decades.
Thank you, Mr. Helium. No further questions.
Mr. Helium, you just testified that you investigate your targets before you attack them.
Yes, of course, as any real villain would do.
And in doing so, you concede that you would find a way to bypass whatever filtration system the building had, regardless of the brand or type.
Yes, I know what I'm capable of.
So if, say, a building were to have filters capable of stopping your weaponized gas, you would know about it.
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Your Honor, the plaintiff opened the door to discussion of Helium's routine.
Overruled. You may answer the question.
Absolutely.
And based only on your routine, what you usually do, what would you do then?
I would attack personally with my sprayer, bypassing the vents.
And what would you do if there were guards posted outside of the building, awaiting some sort of attack?
Why, I would knock them out with my gas, of course.
And what if they were wearing gas masks?
I would simply sneak inside and blast the inhabitants with gas.
And if they were wearing masks?
A small obstacle. I have an army of nanobots at my beck and call. I would use them to inject the guests with the poison directly.
And would this impact the dosage of the poison?
Of course it does, you fool! I would adjust accordingly.
I see. And if your nemesis, Ratman, were to appear, what would you do then?
Why, I would destroy that meddlesome cur!
It's interesting you say that. He should be here any moment now. I plan to call him as my next witness.
What?
Helium, you must return to the stand Well, he's gone.
And with that, the super portion of this trial is complete.
Your Honor, people of the jury, as you can see, villains are as unpredictable as they are dangerous. Mixed Forest had no control over their witness, nor did they know what he would say during my cross-examination, or they would not have called him. And despite his boasts about being able to easily dispatch Ratman, Helium fled at the mere mention of the hero's name. This can only prove that Tensley can hardly be held accountable for the attack's highly unpredictable...
We find in favor of the defendant, Tensley Towers.
Wow. That was something.
I know, right? Mal is amazing in court.
I think he used my research.
Oh, really?
Mr. Hellsworth kept talking about self-respecting villains finding workarounds to security systems. I would have never thought to use that information this way, but it came from me.
Well, there you go. That was the center of his case.
It looks like I've made a good first impression after all. Oh, here he comes! Mr. Arya, that was amazing!
Oh, Mix Hallo. Thank you, I suppose. I'm sure you spotted your memo's contributions.
I did. Say, it's pretty late. Maybe we could have a team dinner to celebrate?
Oh, heavens no. I'm going home.
But...
I'll see you at the office tomorrow, 6 p.m. sharp.
Oh, cheer up, kid. Don't take it personally.
Tell you what, how about Bonnie and I buy you some dinner?
Really?
Really.
That sounds great. Thank you two. I know this great Thai place.
No.
What? Curry isn't that spicy.
And there you have it, young Harper Hallo's first case working with their new boss. and another case won by their hard work. We'll see you again soon, listener, for wherever there are lawyers being super, there are supers needing lawyers. Join us next time for another exciting day in the city of Megalopolis, here on Super Suits.
Super Suits is an original production of the Faustian Nonsense Network. The episode Come Helium or High Water was written by J.C. Miller, story by Jackie Salagi, directed by Amelia Kinch, and sound edited by Kai Gwillem Pritchard. All music in Super Suits is by T.J. Woods. You can find more of his work linked in the show notes. The showrunner overseeing Super Suits writing and production is me, Jackie Salagi. Go to FaustianNonsense.com to check out our other shows, and email us questions and comments at hello@FaustianNonsense.com, or find us on Twitter at @SuperSuitsPod. Our amazing voice cast for this episode includes Mornell as Harper Hallo, Marion Toro as Bonnie Firestein, Erin Nicole Lundquist as Colette Castillo, Rebecca Hansen as Lois, Ben Meredith as Malcolm Aria, Greg Karobis as Austin Tensley VIII, Torian Brackett as Helium and Liam Hellsworth, Dan Covell as Ellery Forrest, J.D. Fierce as the Clerk, Brendan Sutherland as the Master of Ceremonies, Tatiana Bachagao as Rachel Fletcher, Avalon Willowbloom as Sandra, Joe Cruz as Trevor the Stagehand, Johnny Sims as our narrator, Michelle Weatherby and Sarah Palmero as the guests at the gala, and Chijoke Williams as the judge. Thank you to all the generous backers who supported the Super Suits crowdfunding campaign. We could not have done this without you. Thank you also to all our generous patrons on Patreon. If you like what we do and would like to support us, as well as get fun bonus content for Super
Alrighty. So that was 2 episodes down. That one's fun. Very, very strong opening. So JC, you wrote that one, right? If you are here and you'd like to talk about it some.
Yep. I outlined that one, and of course, so this is one of the weird outliers, I think. So it actually started shorter and then was lengthened, of course, later. So this is this is my first time writing a script. So I learned a lot through this process. Hannah, of course, was really helpful editing it and adding a lot more. And I'm not as good with comedy bits, so I kind of just came up with the spicy thing, and just sort of as a running thing throughout the whole thing, which was fun. So,
is there a moment of the episode that you're particularly fond of that it was kind of fun hearing that kind of brought to life for you?
Yeah, really the intro was, when I was outlining, I was kind of trying to paint something that was really, how do I call it? Sort of the opposite of what you expect from a charity event. So hearing that come to life was really surreal. So.
Yeah, I think that kind of came off. It's yay, we're celebrating for victims, and it's just an excuse to get together and talk about how rich everyone is for any reason. I think that came off extremely strong. So I think you did great with that. And Brendan, of course, to lead that speech. Brendan, did you method act that? Did you actually get drunk to do that?
No, it's okay. So I don't want to give too much away of my how my processes and everything. So I sent Kai 3 versions of that, different levels of drunkenness, because I didn't know how drunk they wanted it. One of the takes, I was under the influence of something. It was not alcohol, since I can't drink it. But it's funny because when you're in that kind of state, because when you're observing people, you see how drunk people act. And when you're in that mind state, even though I knew what the words were, I don't remember half of what I said. I don't remember hearing that take come together. I'm like, Okay, what drunk take did he grab? Was that from like the party drunk, or like I'm plastered and I have no idea what's going on? I love that the your name bit was still in there. It's one of my favorite things. And then on a side note, I'm not gonna take the disrespect of Comic Sans. It's a perfectly good font. It's fun. It's whimsical. We don't need to be Times New Roman. It's boring as hell. Comic Sans forever.
It's the official font of Sank, right?
100%, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, that's not good for Comic Sans.
Comic Sanks. Yeah, absolutely. Kai, how was editing this one with the fun helium voice at the beginning?
Yeah, I remember getting the script and sort of going through and then seeing like this. I can't remember what the exact wording of the stage direction was, but it was like the entire crowd screams as the pitch slowly increases over time. It was just, oh, it's gonna be like that. Okay, I thought it was gonna be, yeah. And so yeah, very very fun to just kind of get a crowd of people screaming and then automate that going up. Yeah, picking Brendan's lines was like a real challenge because they were all very good, and it was kind of, you kind of need to know what's being said, but also it's just funny when someone's that drunk. So yeah, no, it was very what's the word, like enjoyable to put this one together.
I was lucky enough to be the person that Kai came to when they couldn't decide between two takes of Brendan, so I got to hear a lot of the alternates as well. Still difficult. Yeah, I don't think I was necessarily the most efficient tiebreaker. Half the time I was like, I guess we gotta flip a coin because they're just so good.
I know I recorded a lot, and I know that was because I leave some like outtakes and stuff in there that I thought they might want to use, but for this one I kind of just went ham, and I don't think I listened back to much of it because I'm just like, it's not, a drunk person wouldn't do that. I'm just gonna record my stuff. I'm pretty sure I said it clearly, so they'll let me know if I didn't.
It's, as Jolene mentioned earlier. Jolene had a dip out, but as she mentioned earlier, it is like perfectly awkward drunk person speaking. Like, it's not awkward where it's like cringe and it's uncomfortable, but it definitely is like, ooh, like it's got that. It's just got that fine layer of cringe on it. It's very fun. But it's tastefully done.
Well, I kind of did it as where I'm like, he doesn't want to be there. He just wants to be partying, but he loves the attention. And he's like, the whole time I'm like, what I would do is I would read the line, and then I would read something else. Like I had like a book in there that I would read the lines, and then I would try to like repeat back what I'd read originally. So I'm just like, yeah, I got oh, what's my line? Oh, shit. And then I would just spout it out. It turned out pretty well, I think.
It is a fantastic performance.
I admire how well you commit to the bit. It is very good.
If there's something the Susu peeps love, it's a good bit. Right, Hannah? In all the good bits
love
you read.
Bits. Love bits.
Bits are real good. We like writing bits.
And the name of the episode, too, is one of my... A lot of the episode names are really funny. Are they spoilers? Should we keep some of those a secret for now? Because, like, Come Helium and High Water is... Like, it goes pilot and then Come Helium High Water. It's just incredible. I'm going to say...
I don't think there are any spoilers in the episode titles.
Yeah. No, it looks pretty clean.
Love, hypothetically...
Without context, they're not spoilers.
Yeah.
Love...
Like, you know what they mean after the episode.
Yeah, 100%.
There's like 3 or 4 in a row. Yeah. Okay, so 13 is love, hypothetically. And 14 is friends with the benefits of the doubt. Till breach do us part. And then indecent proposal. And it's all so good, like legal jargon shit. It helps having lawyers on the team, huh, Jackie?
Most of the names were Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Joe Cruz did a lot of the titles.
That tracks.
To the point we would like write an episode, he would read it and we'd be like, okay, give it a title now.
Yeah, our working titles were never as interesting as what Joe would come up with. So
Joe's so funny. I wish Joe was here. Joe is such a joy to be around. What was your favorite? I kind of like to talk openly about this and also answer any questions from the chat, but actually, this question for Jackie. legally, how did you find that line between keep it funny but keep it like this? There's still some like lawyer nerd shit in there because this episode had some of that.
It was hard because I really like the lawyer nerd shit. So this episode, the law part was my original idea. Because I was watching a Batman animated series episode where someone attacked a charity gala, and I was like, how often does this happen? Is there any liability here? And so I was like, I would love to. So I actually did go and research liability of property owners when criminal activity is involved and various other things. And then I was like, okay, now we got to make up the super version of that. And so I spent probably way more time and energy coming up with the law of this episode than was actually necessary or helpful to the writing of the episode. JC can tell me how helpful that ended up being. But yeah, usually I would have to come back a different time to write any actual outlines and episodes from the time that I was researching, because otherwise it would just be the law. Like, I get into a headspace when I'm researching the law of it and coming up with that, and the headspace is not terribly funny, so I just kind of had to code switch a bit.
Is there like a side of the law that you particularly like exploring when you're like kind of doing this research, like contract law, liability, anything like that?
So contract law and tort law are both pretty fun because I have extensive notes from 1L year of law school that I can go back and dig through for ideas. Most of my background, people who know me are aware of this, is criminal. And you will notice that there is almost no criminal law in Supersuits. There are criminal lawyers that turn up, and they are my favorite people to write. I've said this. They're, especially Marguerite's character is like by far my favorite character to write. She gets to say the most horrifying things that I can come up with. Because criminal law is depressing and dark and miserable, and we do not want to go in the dark and gritty direction for Supersuits, so I generally try to steer clear of that. So pretty much anything civil is fair game for me.
I did notice as we were writing, more than from my view, it seemed less like there was a particular area of law you were interested in, and more like you would remember random bits of law that you thought were particularly funny. Like in a couple episodes, there will be a case involving I'm forgetting the name of the law.
Adverse possession.
Yes, adverse possession, which is something that says if you squat on someone's property long enough and they're aware of it and hate it and don't do anything about it, you technically can stay there. That's very oversimplified. Like way before we got into writing anything, Jackie was like, adverse possession is really funny. I want to do an adverse possession episode.
Yeah, Amy and I both really like adverse possession as a concept, so we would just talk about that a lot, definitely.
It's kind of a great law just to randomly pick out and be like, that's stupid, and I love it.
It makes sense. I'm not going to get into it. It doesn't matter. But it is a really fun law to play with when you bring supervillain layers into it.
We have two crim defense attorney characters, right? It's Marguerite's character, and
so Marguerite's character is currently a crim defense lawyer. There's another character who is a former crim lawyer, and then there are a couple of characters that show up briefly, but we don't get to know them as well as her character. So
Marguerite's character definitely has like a partner that pops up at some point that's also a criminal lawyer.
Yeah. There's at least one who is permanently stuck in a voice similar to Ratman's voice, because that just happens eventually if you work in crim long enough, is you get into like the gritty version of superhero worlds. So yeah, but crim is really fun to joke about, but gets depressing fast if you actually explore it. Future seasons, we may go there a little bit. We'll see.
I I did just have a terrible, terrible CWS idea.
That's good. Put it in the ideas chat.
We'll discuss.
Oh, that's fun.
It's funny. After I read that episode with the criminal lawyers in it, that was one of the big things. I'm like, we really got to have a season 2. Because oh my gosh, those criminal lawyers, they're so messed up. They're so like, there's so many like layers to them. And I feel like their core of like how Harper was the first episode, it's there. It's just really, really small, and it's just covered with layers of dust and grime and gross. And like have that character. That's like, other than playing this meaner again, that is like criminal lawyer 100%. That's where I want to go. This is so fun.
Wonderful. Well, we did say it'd be 2.5 to 3-ish hours, so we are kind of approaching the end. We do have a little bit of time if we have any more questions from chat, have any other finishing thoughts, final thoughts on the stream. Episodes 1 and 2 are out. Well, they exist and will be out soon. Episode 1 will be out tonight. Go on, Kai.
I was just gonna say I don't know if anyone noticed, but I inadvertently have created some Megalopolis lore in the sound. In the sound library I use, all of the crowd like sound effects are all for some reason recorded in Norway. And so if you listen closely to all the crowd sound effects, everyone's speaking Norwegian. So I like the idea that Megalopolis has like a really big like Norwegian population.
Little Norway.
Yeah, we do have to put a little Norway somewhere in town now.
Yeah, just sprinkle a little Norway into a corner.
And they all hang out at the courtroom, I guess.
Right. Well,
I think that will have to go in there.
Maybe like Little Norway is like near the courthouse, so they just like happen to kind of hang around there a bit.
Really nice restaurant they like to go to. It's right by the courthouse.
Season 2 is set in Little Norway. You know. Haka, that
God
might be true. Who knows? Are you a soothsayer? Well, this has been super duper fun. I hope everyone's excited. It's finally here. As I said, it's been almost a whole year since the crowdfunding began. So we were able to deliver and start putting out episodes of the show before that year mark, and we hope you all are just excited as we are. Stay tuned to the Super Suits Twitter for future updates and extra bonus content and things like that we'll try to do. We're all, of course, very, very busy, but we will try to maybe host some events in the future too. TTRPG streams and things like that could be things we do in the future, depending on what you all want to see. Can't promise them super often because, lives. Yeah, but they are fun.
Imagine having both.
Yeah, that today might have been one of the best like TTRPG streams we've ever had. It was so funny and so fun, and it just started off madness. We almost started off with a father-son against each other. We almost had a plaintiff and defendant, and then Jolene is like, I don't know if we're gonna wing that.
Maybe if we had had more than one lawyer, I think we could have pulled that off.
Yeah. But yeah, we hope you all have had a good time today, and I guess this is where we will sign off. Sign up for the Faustian Nonsense Patreon to get early access to the episodes, and hope you guys enjoy the show. Thank you so much.